nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
I gotta get away with this. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 977.
Do it live.
All back in the studio.
Back, baby.
Yeah. I drunkenly shoved pizza into my face until I fell asleep last night.
Nice.
That was my New Year's celebration.
Ringing in the new year.
Yeah.
Joe made one of the most impressive charcuterie boards you would ever see.
I was jealous. I was hearing about this. I wanted some.
There was an array of jellies and
Jellies.
jams and
Ooh.
cheeses and breads and crackers and
Was there
olives.
fig jam?
There was no fig jam.
Okay.
There was a spicy cranberry jam, which was surprisingly good. And then there was a raspberry preserve.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, it was great.
There was goat cheese. There was there smoked Gouda?
Yes.
There was mozzarella. There
Yeah,
was
you got to mix it up between hard and soft cheeses and like sharp and not. What's the opposite of sharp cheese in the cheese world?
I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know the terminology.
There was some
Mild,
brie.
Gelatinous.
gelatinous.
There was some brie there. There was all types of good stuff, and there was the meats. The meats were impressive. I couldn't even tell you what all the meats were. There was
So you
no
guys were
shortage.
basically Arby's
We went to a Euro. Yeah.
because you had the meats.
We went to a
Arby's would've
Euro
looked like a bitch compared to this.
market,
Ah.
and there were a lot of imported meats. So we tried a whole bunch. There was Bavarian meats there. There was Italian meats. There was Russian meats. There was Belgian. It was
Yeah.
really good.
You know, you've been to Italy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like when I went there, I noticed that their mozzarella is made from water buffalo milk.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And they'll serve it up just like an appetizer. Like when I was in Rome, I would order it, and they just like serve it up like an appetizer, and it would start melting on the plate. It was so good. It like I can't find anything exactly like it in the States. Yeah. Yeah.
First time watching Live in a While. Billy, stop ranting on about meats, you fat fuck.
Critical mass.
Well,
Critical
you know,
mass.
good point.
You need to give more than $20 to get me to stop talking about meats.
So everyone,
The presence of Joe automatically earns a tip from me.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, folks. Smile.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
So last night we watched a video from King Cobra JFS's ex-girlfriend, and after we ended the show yesterday, people got her into our Discord server. So she's in our Discord server, and I'm inviting her on the show. She's not used to doing live stuff, but she's interested, but she's a little hesitant because she's not used to doing this kind of stuff in front of an audience. So you guys should all go to her channel and show her some love. Be very nice to her. Volpa Drago, I believe, is the name of her channel, right?
We'll have to put her at ease a little bit. Billy showed me a picture of her today. She's got a forehead that's just huge.
Oh, God.
Juice Jar January is in the works. My Billy actual Matic is gonna have a hard time swimming through this.
Goose juice. Are you really going to soak me in your own squism for January? Please take pictures.
I don't want to see it.
It wasn't a high hairline or anything like that. It was just that the eyes are kind of split apart, and she has that anterior canthal tilt, which normally people that are slow have. But you could tell she wasn't slow.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm getting to a compliment. Hold on.
Okay.
She was surrounded by the most disgusting bathroom you've ever seen in your life. There was like
eggheads.
The second most disgusting bathroom you've ever seen in your life. There was like streaks of like this harsh, rusty yellow coming down.
Yeah.
And the overhead shot that she took was unflattering. but I could tell she was a good person.
I'll say this. The confidence that she had in her face on that photograph,
Yeah.
with the bathroom in disarray, it made her face look so much prettier.
Yeah.
Because she didn't care about the world around her. You just looked at her and you could see in her face that she was
Peace in the eye of the storm.
Yes.
Maybe that was the point. Maybe
Yes.
that's why I fell in love with her.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
I
When you
think
have
so.
her on the show, I want to be there because I want her. You said this is X?
X, yeah.
It's the X of King Cobra JFS.
Wow.
And he's been in a dry spell ever since.
She needs a new goth bad boy.
She does, yeah. Yeah.
I'll step in.
Too bad she's not into sexy goof bad boys. I'd be
Sexy
perfect.
goof bad boy.
I'm the sexy goof bad boy.
But her cans, it was a topless photo. Billy said they were like sloppy floppy or something. I said they're perfect. I liked them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like gnarly hangers. a
Joe
lot.
was complimentary. I said the way Cobes talked about them, I thought they were going to be better. It's hard to see the world through Cobe's eyes, though.
We want to get her on the show, right?
Yeah, no, she's going to come on.
You mean Cobe's eye? There's no way both of those are good.
Quick reminder, it's a new month. This is the first day of January, so the Motherload has a new shirt. And, oh no, that's the old one.
That's the out with the old, in with the gold.
Here's the new one.
Poop, 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 poop.
Yeah, so anyone at any point during January this month, if you're signed up for $50 patronage or above, you'll be getting this shirt sent to you. And I'll be sending out a DM to everyone who earned last month's shirt in about a week here, once everyone's pledges are processed. So get that.
Good looking stuff.
Get that. All right, let's check out Antagonism. Here we go. Disliked, unsubscribed, fuck him. Thank you. We've only been on for a matter of minutes, and we already have almost 75% of the goal.
Now, Honest Red
Red.
said, "Here's $10 because of Joe."
Yeah.
What a great
Red's
Joe.
always been a gentleman.
Joe, we honestly should have you in here more days than Ben and I are in here.
The only reason this works is because I'm sparingly here. The warts don't show.
You've been very busy, but you had a little opening, so I was glad that you were able to come swing in with us.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Here's Trumpster Bob talking about a type of wine he invented.
Is this the chocolate wine? Oh God, yes.
Oh, God.
High alcohol content wine, red sweet wine.
You can tell this is a little older, and Bob looks a little younger and a little chunkier too.
Little baby Bob.
Yep.
With some chocolate, red sweet
He's
wine.
drinking it out of a Smucker's jar.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a newborn wearing a fake beard.
With some chocolate.
Is that Smucker's?
It's a Smucker's jar, but I think he's just using it as a cup, and he has chocolate and wine in there. But chocolate wine's been around for a long time.
What's the opposite of shine? 'Cause I think he's got a jar of moon tarnish.
Moon tarnish?
He's drinking moon tarnish. What the fuck?
He's tarnished.
Whatever the opposite of shine is.
Bob's drink right there, folks. Chocolate wine. Put your Nestle's quick
With a name
in there.
like Smucker's, it must be hot diarrhea.
Another way I can tell that this is old is he's wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey, and Trump has disavowed the NFL because they're un-American. Yep.
He's got an NYPD hat back there.
Yep.
Or big heaping spoonfuls.
They gave it to him so he'd stop calling them.
Is that a Puerto Rican license? That's
Calls it
Texas.
Joe.
It's Texas.
As so lovely and handsome. The other ones are cool too, I guess.
He is
very nice of you.
He is lovely and handsome. I'm gonna send us $20 to compliment
Are
Joe.
you
I think. Yeah, I'm liking this.
There's some red wine up in that cup. And then take your spoon and eat all them suds and keep doing it, pouring the wine and eating suds until you get all sudsy. And then you got your delicious leftovers of chocolate wine.
This guy has the taste palate of an outhouse. It's
Kind of like Cobes.
I'm trying to think, like, if I would rather drink that or eat Cobe's last meal.
No.
Well, no to both, or
Yes.
well, I'm trying to pick between the two. I'm trying to take no off the table, and it's hard.
Now we're gonna pour this in my hillbilly wine glass. Some jelly jam jar.
Jelly jam
Perfect wine glass.
His beard looks fake.
It looks like a mall Santa Claus beard.
It still looks more real to me than Jack Murphy's beard. Like, our guy Trumpster Bob, way more of a man than Jack Murphy.
Oh, Jack Murphy. Oh, my God. I was learning about that guy. Jesus.
He is
Talk humiliating.
He's a piece of work.
Yikes.
Oh, we're gonna pour it right in there like that. And watch it sud up. Look at that. You know what them suds are? Them suds are from the chocolate
Oh, it's not from the
that I
botulism?
put into this cup prior to pouring my wine.
The chocolate that was put in the Smucker's jar prior to pouring his wine.
Know what them suds are? I'm sure you've seen Jekyll and Hyde.
That little thing, and I'm gonna stir it up. Oh yeah, I got a lot of chocolate in this bad boy.
Got to pause really quick. Big Diesel 593 says, Billy, someone told me they will pay me $10,000 to bang their girlfriend while they watch. Should I do it?
Yeah.
That's so much money, too.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. And since you asked me, I'm acting as your manager and I get 15%.
Some people would
Let's
probably
go.
do that kind of thing for 1,000. Why 10,000? What does she look like?
I got to warn you.
Doesn't matter.
I bowled for somebody before. I'm not proud of it, but I did. It was my father. No. No, they always want to get involved. It just starts off, yeah, we'll just pay you, and all you have to do is that. But then it's like, oh, can I touch you? And then you're like, oh, yeah, you can touch me. And then they're like, do you and me want to get married? The husband asks you that.
Yeah.
And then, it just gets weird.
Yeah, do it though. 10K.
Know
Take
your
the money
limits.
and run.
Take the 10K.
Yeah.
Just fuck them, and then don't be afraid to say no to certain things. It's
Don't
kind of
be-
like
don't-
prostitutes. Negotiate up front.
Don't
exactly
be
what's
afraid
gonna
to
go
say
down.
no, and don't be afraid to say yes.
By the way, do we know if there was any... this is kind of shifting the subject, but I'm wondering, did you hear anything about, any demonstrations outside of the Dave Chappelle show last night?
I don't know. I know.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, because
about
Dave
it.
Chappelle did
Did it
New
get
Year's
canceled?
Eve. Nope. It was still going on. I was looking to see if anything was reported on that, but I didn't hear.
Yeah, I think people were
At Climate Pledge Arena. They're still doing hockey games and shit there too, so I don't think they canceled it.
A lot of chocolate. Otherwise, there wouldn't be that many suds in this glass of wine. Now I gotta let them chocolate suds settle down. That's gonna take a while.
chocolate suds.
Look at that. Them are chocolate suds.
I
You
wonder
see that?
if, so with the real quick back to the Dave Chappelle thing, he had the closer with Netflix, and that was the end of his contract with Netflix, right?
Allegedly.
I wonder if this climate pledge thing is the beginning of him getting a deal through Amazon Prime.
I know that no one was allowed to have their cell phones.
That's how he is on even small events.
But I wonder if they were shooting footage there, and he was doing that setup where the stage is almost like where a wrestling ring would be for like a wrestling event in the middle of the arena floor.
It's the best way to do the arena for a comedy show because
normally I think they do it like a concert, like they block off some seating and set up a stage. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, I will say this with Dave Chappelle. I am so sorry he got canceled because he's making so much money.
This red wine.
Just imagine how much money he'd make if he didn't get canceled.
That ain't regular wine. That ain't some off. That ain't.
It
pear
looks like
wine.
poop.
It ain't
There's
wine.
something in there. There's something on that.
Suds. It's chocolate suds.
And
See
it's
those-
cheap because all you got to do is drop a deuce in a jar.
It's like there's a you ever see those formaldehyde jars with babies in it?
Yeah.
Like a little preserved like fetuses.
Yeah, I've been to your basement.
Yeah, no, it's snacks. But this looks like something that there's like a reindeer baby floating around in. It's icky.
Ain't fucking banana wine or any other kind of wine. This is red wine.
It ain't banana
You see the
wine.
color of them suds?
This ain't banana wine.
I've never had
This ain't your
banana
mother's
wine.
banana wine.
It comes from that deep chocolate.
The only time
I
I've
got
ever
in
heard
this
of banana
cup.
wine was when it was going up my ass.
I'm showing you right now. Oh, and it smells delicious.
I call this one the Cosby.
Oh my God! I'm showing you right now. Look at this.
What's good about
Look at
it?
that. Let me show you. Look at that. I'm showing you how to make your chocolate wine, folks.
He could be stirring that spoon in an open anus, and I don't think it would be any less or any more gross than this.
Yep.
This is just my chocolate wine. He's so proud
And
too.
would
That's
you
the
believe
best
it?
part.
It's only my 4th time shitting this out and reusing it.
He's recycling his poo
He
poo.
just recycles
from
it
from the mother.
It gets
at that.
more and more refined each way through. He puts that on the
Put a
barrel.
little chocolate in there.
It's like
a
this has
little
been
more wine.
cycled through, distilled 7 times.
Yep.
Oh God.
Putting my money where my mouth is. More Joe on show.
More
Oh,
Joe
very
on
sweet.
show.
Thank you very
Everyone
much.
also please like the stream too.
Very nice.
Give us a like.
In there.
Mr. Borden claims the
it's
sugar
a-
from bananas is better. Now I want to find banana wine.
I'm sure it exists.
Look real good. When it's so
Banana ketchup is great.
Banana wine is just his recipe, what comes out of the front.
Yeah.
He's telling us now how he invented chocolate wine, which we know he didn't invent.
Right,
There's a
it's been
history.
around.
But he may have inadvertently invented banana wine in the process.
suds up like that, you got the right kind of chocolate in your wine.
He's insane too. He thinks he's gonna move to Sierra Leone and that some African woman he's been talking to actually cares about him and isn't scamming him. And then he was talking about, well, we're gonna start a taxi business. It's like, how are you gonna start all these businesses?
Hold on, Ben, I want to check something real quick.
Okay.
Feel free to be totally honest.
Okay.
Okay. Does the African woman have no interest in him because he's him, or because this African woman is a scammer because she's African?
She's a scammer. He there was a video he posted where he's cussing out Western Union customer service because their fraud protection wouldn't let him send money to Africa. He was trying to send her money.
No.
And they're all like, "Sorry, sir, we can't let you do this." And he's like, "Fuck you!" Like going crazy on him. Yeah.
An old grift he's been taking in.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's why chocolate wine's so hard to make, and this is so hard to stir because I got so much chocolate in here. Let me just taste this.
This is making me sick.
I might.
Damn it! The only type of wine that tastes better with this chocolate is strawberry, and cherry is the ultimate.
And cherry is the
I'm gonna
ultimate.
show you a little secret.
Did he say the only syrup better than chocolate is strawberry?
And then cherry.
And then cherry is the ultimate?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that means two things are better.
Yes.
1A, 1B.
Close. You can see the
Look at the drippy run. Maybe he was buying Christine Weston Chandler's poo-poo, which is also recycled, if you know what I'm saying, right?
I don't know.
Oh, Christine Weston Chandler was eating their own cum.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, because
So
God
that's a
says,
special kind of
God
chocolate
says
wine.
they can't spill their seed on the soil, so they recycled it by
Okay.
eating it, so it would never spill, so it would go back into the body.
Oh, Onan.
It was
Yeah, the story of Onan.
separation.
okay. This looks like a botched jizz jar January
Chocolate.
situation. huh?
Yeah.
In the wine, the chocolate will begin to rise,
The chocolate will begin to rise.
but the taste
just like the South will again.
ain't gonna go away because the chocolate's still at the bottom too, right?
He's so smart. He just winked to the camera
That's
like,
right.
yep.
So when you get down the bottom, you just give another little stir, drink away, baby.
Okay, that's the end of that video. So, thoughts?
That was impressive. This is one of those archive videos you pull up, and it's worth every moment.
Yes.
It's just, I'm surprised we haven't seen this yet.
Yeah.
Good job, Trumpster Bob, for inventing chocolate wine.
This is old too, because this is like 2 houses ago. This is like a different place.
Okay.
He's got a big leather couch that he's sitting on. It's weird.
It was perfect. Absolutely stomach churning.
Yes, that's what we go for. We strive for excellence here. At
Choking
DP.
back a little bit of throat voms.
Yeah. So I guess this next guy is a fan of Nick Fuentes. We get a lot of them in our comments section, usually about the day after we do a video of Nick where his name is in the title and his face is in the thumbnail. We might get a few of them live, but normally we get them all the next day because they go around and share our videos. But this is interesting to see one of them in a video.
So you're cross fans? You share fan bases?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's a little crossover there. You know, we love cookies.
B-Ball Julian says Jizz Jar Binks. That's not what we wanted to think of.
So I got a message from a
And this is the website that they have to stream on because YouTube banned all of them. Cozy.tv. It sounds like the name of a porn website for me.
Does Cozy just put their tag on every single stream that gets uploaded? Because every one of these I see Cozy.tv across the top.
Is that Cozy?
The Cozy.tv is the website they're on.
Okay. Definitely miss Joe. Glad to see him. P.S. Love you, sweet boys. And
Count.
Sour Boy Billy.
Scrotus Maximus calling me a sour boy is not a very sweet boy thing to do.
Very
who
sweet.
was following me that I didn't recognize, right? I'm like, who is this? I have no idea. And let me check the name. I'm going to tell you guys the name. Usually I wouldn't dox people like this. I wouldn't dox like the account. But I think it's a burner account. And also, they tried to like molest me. So I think that, you know, it's kind of fair that I at least expose their username. I'm not telling you to do anything
Giving out a username is not doxing. Where are we now?
bad. I'm not telling you to say anything mean. But alas, that's how it is. So
Alas.
here it is.
I love
They
people who
block-
use the word alas. It makes me want to smack them. I'm like, oh, alas. Oh,
Alas.
shit. Oh, shit. I reach over
I always
and
know.
just smack 'em.
I notice British people always use whilst.
Whilst.
Yeah, because we'll just say while.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing this while I'm doing that. They say whilst.
Yeah.
And that's craziness. Get rid of it.
I say whilst.
Is this the Middle Ages? You say a bunch of shit wrong, so you're not a
say
good example.
wrong.
They say the same thing about us saying herb instead of herb.
Herb.
Yeah.
But normally they don't pronounce the H in words like that.
A lot of times they don't.
Yeah.
Just the other night, I said, stroke my balls whilst my cock taps the back of your throat.
They blocked me. Oh, it's my reflection. That's so funny. Anyway, the username is
Wasn't that
sunflower SNFLWR 99 _. So sunflower 99.
So I think if you have a
_
smile and a suit jacket, you can lead the alt-right.
You think so?
I think that's all it takes. A smile and a suit
He
jacket.
just needs a pair of cat ears to wear.
I can do both.
Yes, Joe, would you please take over the alt-right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. None of these guys, I believe, are man's men. I wouldn't see these guys in any scenario and think of them as men. If you took over the alt-right, it'd be dangerous because you're a man's man. Who else walks into an RV full of people with a knife for a joke
and drops it
and fights multiple people off and walks out with a memorable moment? No jail time.
A guy, there was a copycat recently.
He got jail time, didn't he?
Yeah. His name was G.I. Joe, he called himself. And he brought a gun instead.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll have to track that down soon. But what are the tenets of the alt-right?
I don't even know.
I mean, these guys are groypers. They're like a subdivision. They're a bunch of terminally online little bitch boys that are basically just a meme movement. You know, they just meme on Nazi shit. That's what they do.
But they're not actual Nazis.
I mean, nowadays it's not as cut and dry. Back in the day, they used to wear brown uniforms and shave their heads and wear a swastika armband. Now they just hide it in, like the Cookie Monster thing that I told you about earlier. Someone called this guy Groip Meets World.
It's a Groip Meets World.
That's hilarious.
messages me at 10:42 a.m. Crack of dawn in the morning today. Sends me a photo. It's this innocent-looking woman, probably 18 years old, maybe 20, like very young-looking. Little bit of cleavage exposed, not a lot, like not to make it a point.
Is this Kai Clips? Is that the name?
I don't know who this guy is.
Didn't it says out of touch with Kai Clips? Was Kai Clips the name that Nick Fuentes' mom brought up when she called in the other day?
I think so.
Interesting. So this is the circular little love cycle.
They're gonna fuck.
Oh, dude, this is Nick's new boyfriend.
They are gonna fuck.
Oh, I love this.
Nick's gay.
Well, I don't know. He could be asexual.
He's definitely not interested in women.
Yeah, not at all. He says, yeah, I'll get a wife one day because I want to have a male heir. And
Is that
so
what he says?
Yeah, he's like, but really, like, there's no reason for me not to be a virgin right now. I'm not some whore. And then he bragged about when he was at a meetup, some girl like all up on him. He's like, look, guys, if I wanted to, I could have had this girl. She's been with 7 other
But then he admitted
YouTubers.
that he basically admitted that he should have at least kept her around as his beard.
He said that. He's like, maybe I
He
should
used
have
those
had her.
words?
He
Not
didn't
the
say
beard.
beard. He said maybe I should have kept her
Just
around
for the optics.
For the optics, which is
Because people call him gay all the time.
Yeah.
If you go to Twitter and type in Nick Fuentes in the search bar, gay will be one of the first auto-populates that come up.
And this is not Nick Fuentes.
This is not Nick Fuentes.
is-
We'll see Nick in a few minutes.
This is Kai Clips.
This is on the same platform though that Nick is on because all the white nationalists had to go to this website. They all went to DLive first, and then DLive banned them after January 6th. January 6th, a bunch of people got banned.
And says, hey, with multiple Y's.
And Nick was at the Capitol on January 6th, but he wasn't. There's no evidence he was actually in the Capitol. But some of his followers were, and if you watch footage of it, you'll see that a lot of them waving Nick's flag, like his logo for his show. They had it on flags.
Yeah.
And there were a few of them in the Capitol that day.
And so I, Sigma Chad male, Chad Cell, the true
Chad Cell?
I, virtuous, unfallen Samson. That's probably sacrilegious. Can I call myself the unfallen Samson? I mean, I got the law.
Samson was Jewish, by the way. Just pointing that out.
Shreds of hair.
Yeah.
I'm like Samson, but there's no Delilah.
I love how these alt-right guys that are like against Jews are all like they all worship a Jew. It's kind of interesting, and then like half of their Bible characters are Jews.
It's almost like the game's rigged.
Yeah, it is. It makes no sense.
There's no Delilah. Okay.
I've heard them try to like explain how Jesus wasn't a Jew because he was the first Christian. It's like, oh, come on, man. Cope a little harder.
Hey. You know, this is actually, I'm not going to make the joke yet because you guys don't know the funny part of this story.
I'm waiting for the funny part.
I message, of course. I just get this photo. This woman says, hey. And I just say, bye. And I do the waving bye emoji. They send another photo and they're like, what? ? And it's the same woman.
I see why he's saying this because Samson, his downfall was Delilah. He's an incel, so he doesn't have to worry about being taken down by Delilah. That's the point he's getting at here.
Yes.
And then they say,
The path of
haha,
the monk.
damn, thought you were straight, lol. To which I reply, I am. They then say, then why you not interested? Haha, you taken? I say, no, I'm just not one for online hookups. See, I already read their play. A random woman messages me, sends me a photo of her face. She's trying to molest me.
Really? Just her face?
She's trying to molest me. So I said, I'm just not one for online hookups. And she says, oh, are you one of these guys who never jerk off, Lamau? I said, more like one of those guys who doesn't want to get nudes from or send nudes to a random girl on Instagram. But yes, also one of those guys that never jerk off. She says, haha, K, bye then, dead emoji, Lamau. I said, more plainly put, I'm a Christian and a conservative. So like I said, bye, and I send the bye emoji.
He's
sends
gay.
me a photo.
Why did he get the last
he
word
deleted
there?
the messages.
Did you see the Catboy cuddle image tweeted to y'all? What? Where'd you tweet it? Drunken Peasants? Let me look at a Catboy cuddle image. Let me look at it. Let me find it. Should have tagged me in it because I don't see no tag. This is why we're gonna fight now.
Let me see if it was tagged to me.
That sounded very Seth Rogen, that cough.
And the cough was like his laugh.
But I have screenshots. Nice try, you idiot. I have screenshots. So let me then pull up to my camera roll.
So
Let
it
me
was
pull up-
clearly a
I brought-
guy pretending to be a girl messaging him.
That's what he's suggesting, yes.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think it's great when you get a guy that pretends to be a girl because guys know how to get you, get guys off, right? Like, guys know. Girls don't really know. They're like, they'll beat around the bush, like, oh, it's so cute. But a guy's like, do you want to see these my tits? And we're like, yeah, of course, I'm a guy. Guys know. So he shouldn't be complaining. Except the fact that there's no real tits. That does suck.
Yeah. Missing the point there.
Oh, yeah.
You see, the best part about a meal is the smell.
By the way, I just realized he'd unsent the messages. So let me go to my camera roll because I always screenshot this. I always screenshot this and then expose it. So sends me another photo. This time, it's a man. And then the message says, he says, to quote, "I'm a faggot anyways," sends a photo of his face. It's like this 18-year-old, 19-year-old guy with curly hair. Not quite the Zoomer haircut, but, like kind of curly hair, very feminine looking, very emaciated. I know a lot of gay people, and they just they're very skinny.
What?
That almost sounds kind of sussy. I know a lot of gay people. I mean, I am in a pretty liberal part of Utah, but...
This is a very weird conversation. Why is he even telling this story in the first place? What's he getting to? He's like, I evaded.
A gay guy tried to catfish him, is what he's saying?
Is he bragging about not getting caught by a gay guy catfish?
He's making a very salient point for the alt-right, and it's the reason why they go down the straight and narrow path of celibacy, or MGTOW. And it's because one of the mantras that goes on is all porn is gay, for example. And by keeping himself pure, by not jerking off, by not falling for the siren in the form of the fake woman, he did not fall prey to the gay who was actually behind the siren.
The siren.
That's why I'm going to be the next alt-right leader. I can actually tell
Joe
you.
is going to replace Nick Fuentes. He's going to usurp the title of main groiper.
What is a groiper?
A groiper is...
It's like a meme.
It's basically Nick's movement at this point.
So Mr. Strange Guy, I believe the Catboy image that was sent is literally just anime drawing of a guy with a collar cuddling with a cat.
Okay.
Boy.
So
I
what
think
is
it's
it?
a cat boy. It has nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
I
I've
think
seen a lot of
we
gay
just got
people.
trolled into looking at
Okay,
cat
not
boy
like
images.
that. Hey, give me a break, okay? Give me a break. Anyway,
See, this is
I
why
have seen
while this guy's over here saying
he's
he's not falling for this troll, we just got sucked into it.
I don't know what's with this we stuff.
Well,
you got sucked into it. Now we're still talking about it, even though it was bullshit.
Ben, when the show needs something, it's always we. But when it's me, you always throw it on me. I think we should take this one together. We should hold this one together. Let's take this out
closed
hand
and
in hand.
perfectly normal amount of gay people who are usually really skinny. And I guess that's kind of the idea of twinks, right? It's like really skinny men.
You ever heard bears?
That's the way I understand it. They have their own subculture that I don't really tap into, but at least that's my understanding of the word. So anyway, he says that, sends a photo of his face. I said, lol, figured, because, and I'll say this afterwards. I said, lol, figured, and then he replies, sorry, sir, you just so damn attractive, skull emoji. To which I
Mr.
replied,
Strange Guy, he keeps donating. He sent the link via donation. Doesn't it remind you of anyone? Yes, I think an
Why
anime.
are you still talking about this?
An anime of a cat boy cuddling with another cat boy would remind me of the cat boy Cammy character that is also a cat boy. It would be reminiscent easily. Yes, I'm. Joe, do you want to see the cat boy?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let me.
His name is actually Catboy, or
No,
we
this
call
is
him that?
no. There's Catboy Cammy. That's it.
Cammy is my younger sister's
Yeah,
name.
this is just what was sent just now. It's It's just a cat. It's a cat. I think it's a cat boy.
It's a man and a woman.
Is it a woman? I couldn't tell if it was a twink or what.
And this
It's
is
hard
my
for me to
go-off
understand.
moment. I say, what you're doing is wrong, and it's pathetic. Not just sending not just sending and getting nudes or whatever, but lying about your sex to trap straight men. I hope you realize how sick that is. And then they say, okay, sir, I hope Sky Daddy isn't mad at me. To which I reply, I'm sure your own father isn't happy either, but I don't know if he's in your life.
Oh!
Epic. Yo, thud sound effect. Yo, hold on. Black people react. Yeah, that's it. Here we go. Boom. And that's how it was. And everybody on Instagram, I posted all these screenshots, which is why you got to follow me on Instagram to get the content literally first. And I showed him.
Did these guys base their personality off 80s villains?
Really though?
In teen movies?
Really?
Like they have the contrived cadence of them. Yes. Well, really.
Now I'm
I
going
didn't
to
think those guys
explain the
existed
entire
anymore.
plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's what this is.
That mix of contempt, like it's almost like this is the problem with the movement. They're all glowies. It's all been usurped by closet homosexuals.
Yes.
To try to mislead them, just like Jordan Peterson was another one. You know, to make sure they don't actually rise up. And that's the key.
I'm live streaming.
Jack Murphy
was a
leading
Jew.
them in.
Jack Murphy is John Goldman. He's an actual Jewish man.
He's not Irish.
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah,
that's the problem with all these movements.
He's coming to Seattle
at the end of the month.
Nick Fuentes, homosexual. This guy, homosexual. Look it. Is there no place left that's sacred?
Mr. Strange Guy says Joe is very attractive. Wait, was the cat boy supposed to be Joe?
Thank you.
Is that? I'm so
was
confused.
that me? Was that me?
Maybe. I'm so
when
confused.
I had shorter hair.
It kind of looks like you. Yeah, you never wore a collar.
And I didn't have a pink-haired catamite.
Yeah.
Every time we talk about Nick Fuentes, the one thing that his followers say is, "Why are you talking about Nick without having him on? Why don't you debate him?" It's like we've offered to, and he's acknowledged us. He's acknowledged us before, but he ran away when the Catboy stuff started. We asked him about it on Twitter, and he blocked us, and now he's banned for life from Twitter. I'm
willing to debate Nick on any terms that he likes.
Here's Nick. Here's the video of Nick talking about it, so we can point to it anytime these idiots say this.
Sammy says, imagine being an obese, baby-faced, low-T, polyamorous coomer like Vaush and advocate for political violence. Hopefully, you can debate him very soon. King would be amazing.
Does anyone see the irony in calling someone else, like a Nick Fuentes fan, calling someone else low-T?
Well, up until he said Vaush, I thought he was talking about me.
He's in content. Yeah, the guy's repulsive inside and out. I watch his stream, and the guy's
doesn't
just
seem
like...
low-T. Vaush's got a good.
He's like a tall guy.
Nice height.
He's got broad shoulders. He's got a nice beard.
Got a beard. Got a
Not
beard
pouchy.
going.
Yeah.
I think it's rude to call him low T when you have a milk mustache or chocolate milk mustache.
I've called Trumpster Bob because he calls himself T-Bob, low T-Bob before.
This is Nick Fuentes?
This is Nick Fuentes.
Okay.
I'm like, what's
He's
going on?
like 22. He's pretty young.
What is
He
wrong
seems
with
very
his
young.
ear? What is wrong with his ear? What is wrong with his ear, okay? Anybody notice his ear? There's like some kind of growth on there. What's going on? And if you look at his eyes, you can tell he has Asperger's. It's in the eyes.
That's
I
true.
know people that have Asperger's and they have the same... I can't, pinpoint exactly what it is, but it's a look in their eyes where you can tell,
It's a crisis of context.
Asperger's,
That's what it is.
autism department.
And they're looking at everything as though it was a machine in need of figuring out, including a person. So there's a voidness there. Everything is overly studyful. They look at a person the way an engineer would look at a lawnmower, for example.
And yeah, I'll debate him. He keeps saying I won't debate him. I've said like 1,000 times I will debate him.
Then why has it still never happened? And this is years ago.
You know, I said on the Ralph Retort I would debate him. I said on my show I would debate him. But I said I would debate him with a moderator because he has Asperger's. And I don't want to go on. He's like, oh,
what? Oh, no.
That's a good point.
It's like a performance-enhancing drug, basically. He needs a moderator to control the bergs.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's not fair. It's not fair to go up against somebody with Asperger's. That's why we're afraid to have Cobes on the show.
Is that why he's asking for it? It's standard to make sure that because maybe he's reading that an Aspie has usually a hard time with context, so he'll go off onto a weird tangent, and he needs a moderator to bring it back.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what he's saying?
I guess.
He should just come on my stream. Well, I saw his debate with Sargon, and even when there was a moderator, the guy's a total asshole, talking over,
So instead of Nick Fuentes, we ended up having Ethan Ralph debate Vosh instead.
Yeah, that didn't turn out too well.
Went pretty bad because Ethan Ralph became insanely intoxicated and threatened to dox people.
Interrupting.
And then went to his own stream later on D-Live, which he's also now banned from, and doxed people there.
Debates like that are not fun. I've done a debate like that with Destiny, I think 3 times, and it's not fun for anybody. So if we get a moderator, and look, it doesn't matter who the moderator is. It could be Ralph, it could be Drunken Peasants, it could...
Okay. Why not?
Yeah. Let's get Vosh out. No more Vosh. It's going to be Nick Fuentes versus Joe.
Actually?
And Joe's going to take all Nick Fuentes' fans.
Later this month, we actually have...
tell me what this guy's known for, so I can know if I can be better.
Well, you can be better, even if you were faking it.
Okay.
By just faking it, you could be better than him. We'll do a crash course. It's hard to say exactly. He's ahead of the America First, and he's basically he's the leader of a select group of incels. Okay. He's getting these guys because they're not getting...
Do they pride themselves on being incels? How do they see themselves?
I think they see themselves as disenfranchised males.
Okay.
And they're tired of society giving them the short end of the stick when they feel like their majority should have more say in this world.
Oh, well, no. Don't you see, my brethren? They fear you. That's what this is all about. You're not an incel. They've always feared you. That's why they're propping up little puppets like this gay little twink, Fuentes, to try to corral you into another Judas pen. Judas goats, do you know what their job is? To lead the sheep to the slaughter. Rise above it. They're trying to tell you, ignore your progeny. Don't have children. Don't have like-minded children. Do not have a harem of wives. It's not allowed. It's not good. You won't be Samson that way. Ignore them. You have a wife, a good one. And guess what? Even if she is sold on wokeism, it doesn't matter. A woman is easily programmed, very easily programmed. Listen to me, okay? My wife, when I first met her, was a prostitute. Not only that, she used to say things like, "There's too many white people in Seattle." Do you know what she is now? A lady. She's a homemaker. She reads the Bible. She believes it. And she knows the most important thing about it. It's about you now. It's mythology. She understands Jesus wasn't some zombie that lived 2,000 years ago and died for no reason whatsoever, so that weird little twinks can talk about him to increasingly small circles. No, he's about you now. What was the 3 things that killed Christ? Do you remember? I remember. The first thing, he breaks the Shabbat. What was the Shabbat? The superstition of the day. Sound familiar? There's always a new one. No matter where you are in time. It just so happens that tribe, that problematic tribe that has been banned from 109 countries and counting, still has that as their superstition in the form of Shabbat. But I hear you, I beseech thee therefore, brethren, that the superstition of the day could be a vaccine that does nothing.
No. In Minecraft.
See, this is how dangerous Joe is. Without trying, he could take all of Nick Fuentes' fans, all of Jordan Peterson's fans, every fringe male leader. Joe could have them all. He could have them all in a second. And he could have their wives too. He doesn't want them. He's got his who was Julia Roberts. You have your pretty woman.
Mm-hmm.
You have your pretty woman.
Yeah.
You don't need their wives, but you could have them.
She's a lady.
She's a lady.
But he has yet to come to me with a moderator. And as the person with the smaller following, he should come up with it. He made the challenge And he's a smaller streamer, so if he
Not
finds
anymore.
a moderator, if he finds somebody who wants to host it, I'd be happy to do it.
We actually have Vosh coming back this month, and he's going to be on with Hannibal and Monty, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting combination.
That'd be great.
Here's the predictions Nick Fuentes had for last year, 2021.
Because here's what's going to happen. We're going to find out that the FBI was involved in the Capitol riot. We're going to find out based on the audits in Maricopa County and in Fulton County and in Wisconsin and Michigan. We're going to find out that there was widespread voter fraud that changed the outcome of the presidential election. We're going to find out that the vaccine is more deadly than they're letting on. And so what are we supposed to do? Oh, and
none of this came true.
by the way, the crime will be out of control.
But funny how you mentioned that already. Like, you knew he was going to go there, too.
Yeah.
And it's going to be black people doing it. And so a year from now, when we've got hyperinflation, the economy is totally shit, we know we have an illegitimate president, we know that George Floyd, wasn't killed by Derek Chauvin.
What?
The vaccine is killing everybody that they pushed, and the FBI caused the Capitol riots and the mass
What a
shootings
shit
and the
take.
plot to kidnap the
First
governor.
off, that's not even the point. Brethren, this is how you have to look at it. George Floyd is dead. Good. That is all.
No.
Disavow.
That's it. That's the end of the story.
Joe, you just got a huge following of groypers. They're yours to do with. If you want now, you can be gay with cat boys in public, and they'll still support you, whatever you want.
I'll keep many catamites, as is true of all Roman emperors.
What are we supposed to believe about the country we live in when everybody
Nick's
realizes
followers
all
in
of
the
that?
chat.
It's not-
Okay, based.
He's based.
He's
Yep.
based.
See how easy it is for someone else to take over?
Yeah, Nick's days are numbered now that
Yep.
Joe even knows what he is.
Yep.
not going to be pretty. But in a lot of ways, it's going to be a good thing. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be very ugly. Things are going to go really, really quickly. But that's something to think about. Think about everything that's going on right now. And what's the natural conclusion of all of it? It's all happening at once.
I predict I could beat the fuck out of this prick in Minecraft.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Me
Probably.
too. No, he doesn't look tough at all. He doesn't look like he would be tough.
How tall is he?
He's probably
shorter than me.
5'7" at most.
Oh my God.
5'5",
Do we know that?
possibly.
Yes.
We know he's not taller than 5'7".
Wow. That's not good.
January
He
6th.
fills out this suit like he might have been a chunky kid in Catholic school.
It seems like
and he lost a little weight as an adult and still wears the same communion suit, whatever the hell this is.
he's about the same height as Alex Jones. I've seen a video where they're standing next to each other and they're about the same height. I think Alex Jones is shorter than average.
I thought they said 5'8" for Alex Jones.
Okay.
But I'm not.
Alex Jones has a husky build.
Yeah,
He
big
used
old
to-
barrel of
he
a
used to have
man.
a
He has a
muscular
husky build for sure. He's not tall though. I don't think so.
Six narrative is coming undone.
They're saying
The COVID
5'10".
narrative.
No.
I don't know if that. No, it says 5'6" here, so there's a there's a mixture of. There's a government propaganda trying to tell you Alex Jones is either 5'10"
Narrative is coming undone. The
Liberal
election
media
narrative
says
is coming
5'6".
undone. The
Conservative
race
media says
narrative is
5'10".
coming undone.
Yeah,
5'9".
Alex Jones looks like he'd be tougher than Nick Fuentes. Alex Jones has some size to him.
Alex Jones looks like if he was drunk, he would beat up any woman.
And he is. He is. He is drunk.
He
Yeah,
drinks a
in the video with by the way, Nick Fuentes has these mutant hands with all these weird like double joints all over them. Oh no. Dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
Joe's got
you are
UV
the
hands.
you are the chosen.
You're the chosen one. The chosen few.
This should be the new white power sign.
only the select few would even be able to do it, right? I can't do it.
Yeah, like sorry, you're dysgenic. Your thumb doesn't point
Physiognomy
back.
check.
God damn it.
It appears as though you and I have something in common, Fuentes. Except I'm built like an adult.
Oh, God. I can't.
Trying to find a good picture of Nick Fuentes side to side with Alex Jones.
I had a video of them together.
Swastika thumbs.
Let me see.
Swastika thumbs. Stop it. No.
Top and a bottom.
No.
Somebody do that, please. Somebody create it.
Do not take Nick's thumbs, Joe's thumbs, and make a swastika out of them.
Yeah, totally don't do that.
Do not. Do not. Oh my God. What if there was a way for you guys to do a weird handshake with like 4 dudes and it turned into a handshake swastika?
Yeah.
That'd be so gross.
Oh, man.
I hate this. This sucks. This sucks.
Here's
It's the price for taking them over.
I don't think that's a real picture of them.
No. Hold on. You'll see.
Now that they are in positions of power, I don't care what.
See, they're about the same height.
I don't
Actually, might
care.
be slightly
Jones'
taller.
eyes are definitely
Somebody
above
says
Nick Fuentes'
they have a
outline.
right to free speech. And what the establishment really feels.
He's wasted here, too. Alex Jones is trashed at this. And he interrupts Nick Fuentes and takes the mic from him multiple times in this.
Nick Fuentes, I want to put my cummies in your tummy.
Nummy, nummy, nummy.
Nom, nom, nom. Eat that daddy dick, Nick Fuentes. I'm going to knock out your tonsils, you little twink.
What the establishment really fears. Finish the sentence.
What the establishment really fears
is
a proud gay man.
Ben?
What the establishment really fears
is...
What the establishment really fears is...
This is what he's about to say. So you got to finish the sentence.
Oh, shit. Oh, I have no idea. What the establishment really fears is ultimate male vitality.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Or whatever it is, yeah.
What the establishment really fears is the Fourth Reich.
They fear human action.
They fear human action.
Electric spark you've got there. And they're scared of you. And no matter what they do, they
So Alex Jones is taller than Nick Fuentes, but not by much.
can't suppress you. Because I get on there and talk about America and freedom and fighting radical Islam, and I see the headlines. Nazi Alex Jones.
Okay. But yeah, there's...
Alex Jones, let us see those thumbs,
I
man.
bend over backwards not to call out Jewish power. That's what he's about to say.
Basically. Yeah, my thumb, it doesn't do it. It just doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not.
Nor can it.
I'm not one either. It's as good as it gets.
Means you're not fit for the next turning.
Was Nick wearing platforms there, by the way, do you think?
Who knows?
Maybe lifts.
Stilettos.
Yeah.
Everyone please like the stream. Let's check out the Streamlabs, and then we'll move to the next thing. We're at 84%, doing so good. The people last night came through like crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people say it was because we were cheerful.
New Year's resolution.
We were full of cheer.
Yes.
Critical Mass gave big love. Thank you. Mr. Strange said, when I saved the Catboy image to my computer, I titled it Nick Fuentes. Mr. Strange Guy also says, Joe is very attractive.
Oh, very, very sweet.
Mr. Strange Guy bringing up again, doesn't the Catboy image remind you of anybody? Linking the Catboy image with another donation. Spec saying, I seriously can't thank you, sweet boys, enough for what you made possible in 2021. Because of this show, a life has been saved and another is finally going somewhere. Thanks, DP. You'll be recognized for your supreme greatness when I take over the world.
Well, I want to hear more about that. Do we know? What did you guys do?
We just saved a life.
You saved a life?
Made a life worth
We do
living.
we do it all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
We do it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But that was from Spec. Spec's a local now.
Yeah, Spec lives in
How about that?
Seattle now.
Yeah.
Episode 1000?
We go to Spec's house?
Yeah.
Not bad. Mr. Strange Guy said, did you see Catboy Cuddle image tweeted to y'all? That's what started the whole Catboy thing tonight. Thank you. B-Ball Julian, I thought this was Onision for a second. We're talking of Kai Clips, which is funny because Onision's spouse's name is Kai, and that Onision-looking Fuentes knockoff's name is Kai Clips.
Kai Clipso.
Kai Clipso. Interesting.
Had no idea.
Scrotumus Maximus, definitely Miss Joe. Glad to see him. P.S. Love you, sweet boys, and sour boy Billy.
Oh,
not a very sweet thing to
So
say.
sour.
Very sweet.
B-Ball Julian said, Jizz Jar Binks. El Jafarouf gave big money. Thank you again. More Joe on the show. And all the other ones that read off seem to be disappeared right now. But they all said more Joe. They said Joe is Top Qual. They said top
Qual.
They said not DJ Qual.
You might
Top
have to
Qual.
tip it a little bit. Okay. Eventually, we'll have to take the bag out. We're drinking box wine, only the highest quality.
Wine from a box.
I've been checking to see if Jared's made a new video, but he hasn't yet. It's been a little while. That's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
Yeah. Let's do... Fuck. I guess we'll do the action news.
DP Action News.
He called me sir. It got me so fuming angry.
People are discriminating against wolves. Wow. They're laughing at us, at our stupidity.
And you better well learn to love it.
We will.
You better well urine in public. I love pissing outside. It's one of my favorite things.
It's great. It's one of the last vestiges of toxic masculinity left.
It is, because it's way easier for those of us who have penises to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to piss outside so much more than when I moved in with
There
Joe.
are some jurisdictions where you can get charged with a sex crime and have to register yourself.
And then, remember when we did the...
They would like charge you with public exposure and make it seem like it's a sexual thing when it's just you peeing.
Right.
When we did the law enforcement training, the guy at the head of the thing said that there was no inherent law against public urination in Washington State.
Yeah.
It's so...
I know people in Ohio that got busted.
So I just started pissing in front of everybody after he said that.
Yeah, especially children for some reason. I never...
I mean, they'll learn. It's natural.
In the Netherlands, they have these weird outdoor urinals everywhere, and it's great though, because if you have to pee, like, there's always someplace by. Let me show you what they look like. They're weird looking. They're like a little... Here we go.
Just like little drinking fountains. But
Here, right here. So like people can see your feet, like the bottoms of your legs.
Okay.
And they can see like your upper body through the mesh thing. And at the bottom it's just like a little wall that you piss on.
That's lovely. I could see that becoming a fetish for some.
Oh yeah,
I'd just be like, oh, just drinking my gallon of water for the day.
Yeah,
Gonna go for a walk,
taking a lick off the fucking frost fountain.
Yeah.
It's called a pea curl, a green pea.
Yeah.
So these are only for men, though, huh?
That's great for
toxic masculinity,
exhibitionists and voyeurs alike. Well, for women with penises, I don't know if they.
It's true.
I've never seen a woman with a penis peeing in public.
Yeah. I would like to.
I think they get more demure about things like
when
that.
I see someone peeing in public, normally here it's like a homeless person. Like,
yeah, and they don't use these things. They just point it right out into the road and piss at you as you're driving by.
But this is great because when I'm drinking, I have to pee a lot. And this was like when I was in Amsterdam, I was drinking a lot. So just having these nearby saved my ass so many times.
Imagine if you were a woman and you had to pee. This is so tough.
Sorry.
Yeah, I guess here's the thing, women. There's a way you can fold your labes.
I've never seen a woman use them.
You can
ever.
You can do what I call the dog squat, where you fold your labias into like a hot dog bun, and you're gonna get some drippage on your hand, but the majority will shoot out like a squirt gun. You gotta clam grab. You gotta go underneath, clam grab,
God.
pull it and push it, pull it and push it, and you have like a makeshift hot dog bun out of the labes. And it should shoot most of it forward if you're doing it right. If you're doing it right, you should be able to shoot it forward. I feel bad for women. You know, the more women need to know about this.
Yeah.
Let's check out.
Jenny says, "Billy, no,
Billy, no,
no."
Have you tried, Jenny? Have you tried? That's the real question. Have you tried? Cock it like a shotgun.
Here's something about Melania Trump. An unusual move thrusts Melania Trump back into public eye. Let's see.
After months of relative public silence, former First Lady Melania Trump is stepping back into the public eye with a new project. It's a watercolor close-up of her eyes in the form of an NFT entitled Melania's Vision.
Nice.
CNN's White House correspondent Kate Bennett has more.
Oh my,
Kate-
she's a fright. The girl on the far right.
Yeah, she's got some Botox and some lip filler going on.
Yeah.
What do you make of all this? I mean, some former first ladies write books devoted.
It's weird how people do it for cosmetic shit. I've thought about doing it to stop headaches from happening, but I don't want to look like a fucking freak.
Yeah.
So it's like people do it because of the way it makes them look, and that's mind-blowing to me because I think it makes them look objectively worse.
Yeah,
no matter what.
It looks like somebody's trying to deep fake Kurt Hennig.
Right.
It's usually a body dysmorphia thing, though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Themselves to charity. Now, instead, we have an NFT of Melania Trump's eyes.
I mean, you said it, John. That is classic Melania Trump. She zigs when
NFTs, I think, are sticking around.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite the thing. It's quite
yeah.
It's quite a thing.
Yep.
Here's the future of NFTs now that I've seen this Melania thing coming. All right, this is the future. NFTs.
There you go.
So there's like 1,000 NFTs, and one of them is the pussy shot, one of them is the titty shot, and the other 998 are just parts of the body that you normally would see in public, like the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the shoulders. And and you buy into it, and two people are gonna get the boobs and the puss.
I know it, right?
It's the NFTs.
Yeah.
That's the future.
he thinks she's going to zag. The NFT thing sort of came out of nowhere. No one really saw it coming, but it's certainly not traditional. But nothing Melania Trump really did as First Lady was, quote,
She was the first lady to have had like a nude photo shoot that was out there.
Well, there's some Eleanor Roosevelt negatives.
No.
You haven't seen the Eleanors?
unquote traditional.
She's got a massive anus.
I have an NFT coming out. It's called Nick Fuentes Tweets. And each NFT is just a tweet that Nick Fuentes has made. So it's an NFT about NFTs.
His Twitter's gone.
Yeah, Joe has it all archived.
NFTs of NFTs, it's called. NFT.
Yeah,
Nick Fuentes tweets. Yeah.
We also had non-fuckable tokens.
Yeah, the non-fuckable tokens worked.
Yeah.
Norm Kelly said, do you think English linguistic purism would be good for the English language?
I don't know what that is. Like, what?
Yes, of course. You wouldn't like me when I'm English.
Ever, which could be lucrative as something that we're paying attention to.
And we know, Kate, it does go on sale tomorrow, I believe, but she is donating part of the proceeds.
She'll make a ton of money
to
off
charity.
of it.
Is that right?
She's donating part of the proceeds to charity.
Is the charity Donald Trump's re-election campaign?
Any charity to just donate part is like a total scammeroonie, right?
Right. Especially, what is it? What charity is it?
It's for Ghislaine Maxwell's bail.
Yeah.
I wish her well. I wish her well.
We have to get her out of there. She procured the best underage tale.
Ends the sale tomorrow, so it's been on sale. Yeah, and she is donating part of the proceeds. She says, but we don't know really what that portion is. Her office has not responded to our request for comment, but there are a lot of questions about this NFT.
Why does it? I mean, like she should. Why bother like messing around with the charity thing? Just keep all the money, whatever. Who cares? You're not the first lady anymore.
Well, like
go back to being a Trump, which is fucking. We all know a scammer.
You're rich. You're rich, right?
Allegedly.
So if you're gonna make the NFT, either go all in on charity and give it all away and make it a big optic buy, or give none of it away. Going halfway there is just it's part of the scam. Well, you know, NFT seems to be such a big deal now, but she's giving a portion to charity. That's bullshit.
Since leaving the White House almost 1 year ago,
being your first lady was my greatest honor. Thank you for your love.
I did like her as
and
a first lady.
Melania Trump retreated into her standard comfort zone, privacy, only recently emerging, promoting her new NFT business on an almost daily basis since its announcement, and tweeting with slightly more frequency than her normal silence about national anniversaries, tragedies, and a holiday visit with the Florida Coast Guard. But it's the release
She got gangbanged by the Coast Guard.
of her non-fungible token, or NFT, that has been unexpected.
Oh, I loved she was making bedroom eyes at Trudeau. Do you remember when that was going on?
Yeah.
Oh my God, she was like, she wanted some Trudeau action, for sure.
NFTs are blockchain encrypted digital artworks or other collectibles that are purchased through cryptocurrency. Trump's features a close-up of her eyes, drawn by a French artist. Purchasing Melania's vision, the title of her NFT, includes the drawing, as well as a brief audio clip.
My vision.
I love how there's so many pictures like this too. And Trump's just kind of like, whatever.
Look,
more handsome, younger guy. Yes, getting way more attention.
Yeah, but he's a cuck. Trudeau's
Is
a cuck.
he?
Yeah, Trudeau's a cuck.
Why?
Because he did blackface.
That doesn't mean he's a
Trump
cuck.
would never do that.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
He did blackface while watching his wife get fucked by a black man.
Right. I mean, if that were true, then he would be. But I don't think so. I think. See, like, I don't know. I saw some chemistry going on here.
Well, then let a young Trudeau hit.
Yeah,
B-Ball
that's
Jillian
insane.
said, remember when the clip of her saying F Christmas came out? I actually sympathized with her for that.
Yeah, fuck Christmas. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad the holidays are over.
Here's one thing, like, she's got one of the easiest jobs in the world being first lady. You know,
It's not even a job.
You just get to, like, take on one big thing.
They don't
and
even
then-
have to either. They're just like expected to.
Yeah, so all she had to do was make like White House Christmas, direct a White House Christmas. and she couldn't do it, but who cares?
Hillary Clinton put together a plan for universal health care, and Melania Trump just like.
And how did that plan go?
Well, the largely Republican government wouldn't. Like,
Michelle Obama tried to kill off all the fat kids. How'd that go?
That's such bullshit. We've already discussed that's a straw man that you're forming there. She was trying to do healthy lunches at schools because pizza was considered a vegetable. It's not killing anybody.
Well, the healthy at any size thing, though, she was the front lady for, and Billy was collateral damage for that because he started thinking, boy, I'm healthy. Michelle Obama, you saw the healthy at
She
any
didn't
size.
say healthy at every size.
Well, then he's
that wasn't
singing
her,
her
was it?
praises.
She was saying it. She
Are
was
you sure?
Yeah, she
Let
said
me
healthy at
see.
any size. Yeah.
Michael Obama, Michelle Obama.
Oh, what are you trying to run for Fuentes?
What?
Yeah, he's jealous. He's this man seethes with jealousy.
You see, Billy, I was kidding. You're actually trying to take over the Fuentes family.
Yeah.
My wife, Michael. How Michelle Obama
forward
quietly
with
changed what
inspiration.
Americans eat. It's genocide.
It's not genocide because
It's a
no one's
fat- it's a
actually
fat
dying.
Well, they're killing off all the fat
Well,
kids.
then you committed genocide when you lost all the weight,
and
too.
I gained it back.
Not all of it.
I know.
Strength and courage.
Plenty of celebrities have embraced
Last
the NFT
night, after
craze.
Joe
Most
put a giant tray of meats and cheeses in front of me,
it's delicious.
He started pulling up pictures of me when I was thin and reminding me. He was like, "Remember
You
when you
are
were
a
this
sick
thin?"
man.
He was like, and I was like, "Geez, Joe,
You're a
like,
sick man.
It was an accident. No, he was down to 350. 350. I think you were down
350 to 370.
Oh my
I thought
God!
it was
And
around
I ballooned
370.
up. I was up over 200.
Yeah, we were almost
So
going to
we
meet
were-
halfway.
We were
going to
meet. Yeah, we were gonna meet.
Yeah, we were getting close.
Yep.
And then now I'm back up to like 450. It sucks.
because they can be super lucrative, into the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, like this time last year, I was down to like 160, but now I'm back up to like 190 now.
I'm at about 185 right now.
Yeah.
If not millions of dollars in profit via the world of cryptocurrency. Releasing limited.
All right, whatever. Fuck this. Let's move on to something else. Biden and Putin in a call. You know, I had a nightmare, and I call it a nightmare because Biden got COVID and died from it in this dream that I had.
Oh, wow.
And then we got President Kamala for 11 years after
wow.
that.
It was an actual nightmare you had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11 years because she did the last 3 years of Biden's presidency, and then she ran and won, and then ran again and won, and we had her for like 11 fucking years. It was
Wow.
a nightmare.
Yeah. That'd be tough.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one of those nightmares that encapsulates a long period of time. And I just remember two re-elections. Kamala
That's something
Harris.
that the Fuentes fan base would agree with you on.
Well,
right?
I'm trying to steal it too. I'm jealous that
Okay.
you're. What is this?
iMetal Monkey became a sponsor.
Thank you.
We got a sponsor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm over here looking at
Kamala Harris could get 11 years. Like if something happened to Joe Biden, whether it be he quits or something physically, like he dies, Kamala would be allowed to take the remainder of that presidency and then run again twice. Because the limit is only on how many times you can run. If you're the vice president and you take over, you get that too. Thank you for becoming a member, and you'll be getting the post shows and all that cool stuff. When we're not doing one tonight, but we'll be doing them next week. So they're private shows for members of the channel and $10 patrons.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a friend. Traveling down the road and back again.
Betty White died yesterday.
Yeah, we were talking
Russian
about that
President
last night.
Vladimir Putin. It's their second direct call this month. It comes as tensions escalate between the U.S. and Russia over Ukraine.
I don't like this fucking guy doing
Today's
blackface.
call
No,
was
I
requested
don't think it
by
was.
the Kremlin. The pair are expected to discuss the ongoing tensions with Ukraine ahead of next month's security talks in Geneva. That meeting.
Oh my God, that reminds me of a nightmare I had. Putin was singing Blueberry Hill by Fats Domino, and he sounded like he lived in the Black Lodge in Twin Peaks. It was so weird.
I have found my thrill on the Blueberry Hill.
I want to get a video.
We watched that clip, Joe, the other night. It wasn't a dream.
When everyone's
That was real.
When everyone's in town for episode 1000, I want to go to Tweed's Diner.
Nice.
That'd be fun.
And get a video of us all hanging out
A
there.
little R&R.
Yeah.
We should go to the casino too, and we should reenact scenes.
Have you been to the sports book yet?
No.
There's a sports book at Snoqualmie Casino now. So
Get
you
out.
can Yeah.
I've been using Bovada.
Bovada. I'm not familiar. Is that like an online betting thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. They legalized it at the casinos here.
That's cool. But
Emerald
they tax
Queen.
you. You win over 1,300 and they tax you.
Emerald Queen opened this huge sports book. It looks really nice. It's unbelievable.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Comes from growing
Stabby
fears of
McHugs in the fan chat says, Billy, avoid this chat. He's afraid. No, Stabby.
He is.
I only respond to the pleb chat more often than the fan chat because I usually only respond to call people out for their dumb comments. That's why I usually...
But then you encourage people to make dumb comments. You said they're
Exactly.
good
It's
ones.
content. It's content.
Well,
Fan chat, all you guys
I like
that
the
make
smart content.
all the ones in fan chat that make good comments, I read them all. I love them all. I just don't feel the need to call
What
them
about
out.
the-
That's why Stabby McHugs gets the most attention in fan chat.
Whoa.
Because Stabby's consistently the dumbest motherfucker in fan chat.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How about the heartfelt ones? We got a ton of those with the little money in the corner. That was great.
I love them all.
Those
yeah.
were great.
No, I love the money ones. I love the free ones. Like Chet Lemon says they look like Wookiee cosplayers earlier.
We'll play a game.
Yeah.
I'm going to read the most interesting comment in the pleb chat that arrives in the next 2 minutes.
Fan
write
chat
the
or pleb
most-
chat?
In the pleb chat.
Pleb chat's free
And then
chat.
we're going to do it again in the fan
In the
chat
fan
in
chat.
5 minutes.
Interesting.
Shit. Well, let me set up the timer then. How many minutes?
We're going to give them
Oh,
5
shit.
minutes.
I need to put
5
Joe
minutes
up.
to get the most interesting. I'm going to read the most interesting one out of all of them.
Why are you not up there? Let me see.
Better keep an eye on these.
Yeah, that's
on these.
Why is that there? Okay. I guess that's not going to work. I guess I have to switch back.
Here
I don't know
we
why
go
the
again
I don't know why
on
that
the
camera
road.
isn't working over there.
Down
for
the
this
only
view.
road.
Brainstorm, damn it. Brainstorm.
Having a goddamn brainstorm.
Polka is good music, you idiot. I'm not reading that. What is that?
That's the fan chat.
You just read
I can't believe it. Timberwolf won.
Jenny says, so
Worst.
according to Billy, I'm very stupid. Jenny, no,
Jenny,
you're not very
I got
stupid.
your number.
If I called out everybody in the pleb chat, this show would just be 3 hours of me calling out everybody in the pleb chat. Teddy Rubskin here when the second Jenny talks. That's great. The new thing that's going on is Teddy Rubskin's trying to formulate a relationship with a user in our stream named Jenny.
Is that what that is?
It's cute. I like it. Oh,
Here's-
is this Joe Rogan?
This
it's
is Putin.
Oh, Putin versus Joe Rogan. How good would that be?
It would be weird to be Putin's sparring partner because you just have to let him just do whatever he wants, right? You can't get the upper hand on him.
The upper hand.
If you hurt him, you'd be in big trouble. Like, he's an old guy.
He's like, Putin, please, do not take me down again. Who's the little blonde kid there?
Putin put that guy in that wheelchair.
Yeah. That guy was perfectly fine, then Putin shot his legs.
Yep.
Some interesting comments coming up.
Oh, anything worthwhile?
A lot of really good ones.
Okay, good.
I just saw a hilarious video, and I'm gonna.
Sweet girl in the pleb chat says, I feel like I've been watching you guys for so long, I've developed a very manly personality and sense of humor. It's awful, LMAO.
That's funny.
You started watching. I remember when early on, I thought you were a complete troll, sweet girl, because you said some of the most vile shit out the gate.
What? She's a real? Because I've seen her say things, and it's weird.
Yeah, no, but she's...
That's where she got it. May I interest you in feminizing yourself with some Nick Fuentes videos?
Yes, excellent.
I just saw this video, and it's pretty hilarious. I'm going to turn on the music. So these people have, like, a pole in their apartment or whatever.
Yes, you can get these at some truck stops.
And this girl's dancing on the pole.
Jiggle with it, jiggle, jiggle, pole dance, jiggle with it. I'll make the music since we can't have the music. Jiggle, jiggle, will pole dance, jiggle.
No one
with my
else is
butt
paying
in the
attention
pole.
to.
Butt in the pole, put my butt to the pole. I'ma do
This
the
is
pole
hilarious.
with my butt to
Wait
the
for
pole.
it, wait for it,
I'ma
wait
do
for
a
it.
flippy dippy
No.
doo
Boom.
John Cena. She tried. I'm proud of her.
Whoops.
Go
Too
on,
much
girl.
wax.
That's why you practice.
Go on, girl.
Do they like wax it
Proud
up
of
or
her.
something?
They must.
I'm proud of her.
Gotta practice.
Practice makes perfect.
Take your lumps.
I remember if you go to a strip club when it's like daytime and there's not a lot of people around, you'll learn a lot from the strippers. There was this stripper we called Spider Woman, and she climbed all over the pole. She was probably in her early 40s. She had some age put on her, but she worked hard.
Age put on her?
She had some age put on her, you know? Like, she didn't just age naturally. Somebody put some age on her.
They
put some age on that girl. She kept calling my friend Emilio Estevez. She's like, you look like Emilio Estevez.
That meant she thought he was attractive. 'Cause
Really?
She was like older, right? Emilio
Yeah.
Estevez was considered an attractive guy.
Yeah.
In the 90s.
Yeah, she was great. She was aged to perfection, like a fine wine, and she climbed that pole like Spider Woman. The poles, like a lot of people don't know this, the poles spin on their own. You know, there's an inner swivel in the pole, and the poles spin on that swivel. It's not just a stationary pole.
The most talented pole work I ever saw was at Mary's Club.
God,
they
that
would do
big
some
girl.
Yeah, that could do the crazy.
The
she
300-pound girl who could have half moon.
Very flexible.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
She was incredible.
She was healthy at every size.
Oh, do you remember the anorexic girl too that would go around collecting money in the bowl?
Yeah.
After every dance.
There was also the jukebox. They were like, "Hey, there's no music right now. You guys have to give us money to put in the jukebox."
Here at Mary's,
Otherwise,
we don't
you're-
have a DJ.
You're all sitting there in like awkward silence while someone pays the girl to put money in the jukebox to play the song for her to dance to.
Mary's doesn't believe in a happy medium. They're all either anorexic, morbidly obese. They have fucking eye patches or
hooked
fucking
for a hand?
hooked for a hand, peg legs.
There's so many strip clubs in Portland.
There was that dancer Long Jane Silver.
Yeah, she used to say the N-word with the hard R. Yeah, but it was it's the fact about Portland is there's so many strip clubs that the good girls can get work at the best clubs. So Mary's has to settle for the dregs of society.
And Mary's is open at like noon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I found the most interesting one in the pleb chat.
Mary's would just be a dive bar.
I Met a Monkey, who has been a member of our stream for some time, is asking, how does the fan chat work? If you're a patron level, $1 or above,
$1.
you can connect your Patreon account to our Discord, and you can chat through the fan chat with us on the show.
Yep. So follow the link below. Become a patron for $1,
Or become a patron for $50 and get a
the
t-shirt
mother
of the month.
load.
Get the mother load.
The
Joe,
mother
Let's not go into the mother load just yet. Joe,
I'm just
you
putting it
have
up.
something.
I'm
I
not playing this
interrupted,
down.
and I want Joe to.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
K Twice says flashback to when you guys pretended to cut a scene on the street and walk back to redo it.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
That was top tier.
Very good, K Twice.
Was that the same night you tried to climb into Zoltan's apartment?
That was
so,
yes.
yeah. Poop.
It's one of the
poop,
funniest
poop,
things
poop.
ever.
Yes.
And you're like, Zoltan has a gun now, I think.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. There was a lot of great comments there. Now we have to do it for our important chat.
Senor Moose.
Our fan chat.
So fan chat's getting what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes.
They get more time to think. And what is the mother load here?
It's our $50 patron level, and this was a little thing I put together that shows all the stuff you get included. And this is, I just updated this today because it's a new month. So this is the exclusive t-shirt that's going to be out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a classic movie review.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. We did a few good ones. Remember we did the original Marvel... what was it?
It wasn't Nick Fury, was it?
We
did Nick Fury, and we did another one.
Was it Doctor Strange?
It was the...
with Jessica Walter.
It was the fucking...
Doctor Strange.
What's his name? The guy from Baywatch.
Yeah,
David
that was
Hasselhoff.
His
Nick Fury.
Nick
Yeah.
Fury.
Yeah, we did both of
Back
those.
when Nick Fury was white. When I was a kid, Nick Fury was white, and then they made Samuel L. Jackson play him, so they changed him even in the comic books.
Right.
Well, they changed him in the comic books before Sam Jackson.
did they?
They did the Marvel Ultimates, and the
I didn't
Marvel
know that.
Ultimate version was based on Sam
I was
Jackson.
not aware of that.
And then the Sam Jackson, he does work on just about anything.
I don't really care
At the
which
time.
race Nick Fury is or whatever.
Just
but
before the Marvel Universe started with Iron Man, Sam Jackson had done not only Snakes on a Plane in 2006, but also Black Snake Moan. He was doing snake movies, and they said, we can get him to be our Nick Fury. He's doing Black Snake Moan and Snakes on a Plane. This is easy. It's a get. And they signed him on initially as the big sign-on for the beginning of the full cinematic universe.
The same year, 2007, he has a small role as a hotel manager in what film starring John Cusack?
Room... is it Room 217 or something? What's
1408.
1408. Yeah, 1408.
1488?
1408.
Oh.
No.
Shit.
We're really trying out for the Fuentes.
Yeah. We're going all right, but it's all right because we're just liberals now. Woo. But yeah, 1408. I knew it was a room thing. I couldn't remember the name.
But yeah, we didn't do a movie review last month because of the all sorts of hectic shit that happened last month. So we're going to do 2 this month, and we'll be posting that on the calendar soon. I think we're going to do, what, like a 2-parter?
We were thinking about doing shitty movies that got a shitty sequel, and we could do the first one first in the month, and then the second one next. So if you guys have any suggestions for shitty movies that have shitty sequels.
So, Joe, it looked like you had long-term damage from Egghead's family's movies.
Oh, my God. That ruined me. I didn't come back to the show for months. It was almost a year. Yeah.
On the ride home, all Joe
was-
could say was never again.
Yeah.
Never again? You'll never watch another Egghead?
No, another movie. I haven't watched another movie
he quit
since.
watching movies after that. He used to love movies, too.
Ruined me for the medium.
Yeah, we all watched Godfather as a household on the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
And Joe
How about
sat
Clash?
face down in the kitchen.
How about Showdown at Devil's Butte?
That's Devil's Butt, Joe. Ben. It's the Devil's Butt.
Do I look like Danny in The Shining?
Yeah.
Remember when he's shaking?
Yeah.
When he's having the vision?
Yeah. Why did that Playboy allude to incest.
Playgirl.
The Playgirl.
It was a Playgirl.
Yeah,
It's a subliminal messaging. Kubrick was deep into subliminal messaging at the time. He thought that it could still register subconsciously if he showed imagery that contradicted what was going on screen or stood out as odd on screen. So if you look back, there's a key scene at the very beginning of the movie, right before he goes into Dr. Ullman's office. And actually, Kubrick's filmography is filled with such instances of these little subliminal cues. But Jack Nicholson, Jack Torrance, is holding a magazine. It's a Playgirl, and it says, the main story of that particular issue says, incest, why parents sleep with their children. Is it perhaps a hint as to what the true horror at the Overlook Hotel is, you know?
Is that the true horror?
Yeah.
What was the thing Danny would do with his red rum? He didn't get his finger.
It's a finger. There was a little boy who lives in his mouth. In the beginning, he's laying back on a bear. He's laying on a cartoon bear. Later on, he watches a bear give fellatio to a man. So a lot of things.
Return to innocence.
Yeah. But that's the great thing about Kubrick films. He takes short form novels that, even though long in length, Stephen King wrote kind of a cheap paperback. Well written, because Stephen King knows how to write an entertaining story. But what he did, and the reason why King hated it, was Kubrick turned it into a multi-threaded narrative where by the end you only know some of what happened and only some of why. And there's as many theories as there are people who watch it, which is the fun part.
I've been watching the Netflix series that's based on a graphic novel written by Stephen King's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's like a. It's almost. It's like a. It's so hard to categorize it. Let me see what they call it. I do enjoy it. It almost has like weird Harry Potter vibes, but also like supernatural thriller kind of vibes to it also.
I see. Billy, while he's looking at that and I'm looking at the top fan chat, you want to hold it down?
Yeah. Everybody watching at home right now, I got to tell you a little secret. Harry Potter ruined Christmas. If you guys like J.K. Rowling, she hates all people.
This is what it's
She only
called.
supports surf and turf. This is Lock and Key.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Lock and Key is
I've
a
been watching this.
2020 American fantasy horror drama television series.
Horror drama.
Developed by Carlton Cuse, Meredith Averill, and Aaron Eli Qualiti. Based on the comic book series of the same name by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. It appeared on Netflix.
Joe Hill, I believe. Yeah, that's Stephen King's
He
son.
looked like a Stephen King.
Yeah.
Joseph
he doesn't
Hillstrom
even
King.
he doesn't even use his famous last name.
Yeah, why would he? Nicolas Cage didn't do that.
I mean, normally when your father is like one of the greatest writers of our, like of the last like 100 years or so, you know, like best-selling writers.
Yeah.
You'd think like you'd get the clout from it,
Not
but
if
he
you
doesn't
didn't
do
want the clout. You wanted to get off on your own merits like Nicolas Cage did. Nicolas Cage wasn't about to clout chase.
It's like the main characters are a bunch of kids. Like there's like a young one and then two teenagers, but the actors are definitely not teenagers. And they have these magical keys that their family made, and it does all this crazy shit. There's like a key that can make you change your face and look like someone else. There's a key that like you can put it into any door and it'll transport you to anywhere you want to go when you walk through it. That kind of stuff.
I see.
Yeah.
I made a similar movie. It's called Hole and Dildo, and there's magical dildos that you put up your ass, and it takes you places.
So we had a lot of great comments, to no one's surprise, in the fan chat. A very literate group there. Chet Lemon, though, might have the most interesting. I don't know if you guys happen to spot this one. A dancer in a strip joint in the town next to me burned her ass on a radiator in this tiny tiny ass club. Came back a few weeks later with a giant ass burn mark on her cheek.
That's insane.
That's terrible.
I like that.
But it's very Mary's, and it reminds me of your upbringing.
Yeah.
You know, you used to hang out at places like that and do things like that.
A lot of nefarious prostitute and stripper mutilation.
Yeah. A lot of odd stuff.
Yeah.
Strippers were a big part of our life when we first met, even.
Yeah.
And part of our life. Yeah.
Strippers,
prostitutes. Yeah, they were.
So they were some of our biggest fans.
Some fans. We had sex with very few of them.
Yeah.
And never for money.
Remember when we
Never
had?
for
Remember
money.
when we had that one girl that was in porn that was like a fan, and we were like bragging about her, and then we showed her to our other friend.
Yeah.
And she was just
Yeah.
like this giant
Ben-
sloppy fat thing.
Well, that's the interesting thing, Ben. Have you ever watched something and you know you love it, right? You think it's great, and you try to show it to somebody else, and while you're watching it, you're kind of empathetically viewing it through their eyes, so it's changing your perception of what you're watching?
Yes.
You have that?
Yes.
All right. Well, me and Billy had this sudden realization back-to-back with girls that were just huge fans of our shitty cable show, and one of them, we were like, you got to check out this porno, and we looked at her, and she looked disgusting.
It was a girl that you knew that was in the porno?
Yeah,
she was a huge
We were
fan
like,
of
you
her.
got to see her, and we loved her. We in real
Yeah.
life, we thought she was the best, and
Yeah.
you know,
And you
we
thought she
had
was
fun with-
attractive?
Yeah.
Like,
we just thought she
Yeah.
was great. We
And,
were like, yeah, she's
and
great.
part of it, we don't know if our perception changed or if we were viewing it through his eyes, because we got an
Who
inkling.
knows?
Yeah, we got an inkling.
Yeah, we started looking at it
as to what kind of girl he was interested in.
Yeah.
Which was not like the one we were. We liked really like morbidly obese.
Some
girls.
would say dumpy.
Dumpy.
This is a dumpy bitch.
Yeah, really
She was
dumpy.
a dumpy
stupid,
bitch.
unwashed.
Yeah,
like
oh,
that's
yeah.
what we were into at the time.
Yeah, she looked like
Yeah.
she was like the woman embodiment of like a wet fart.
Yeah.
But out of like a hot ass.
Yeah, out of a hot
Like
ass.
a hot ass
imagine
left
just
a
the
wet
hottest.
fart.
Iggy Azalea just fucking has the fucking
yeah. Jennifer
taco shits.
Lopez just ate some bad kimchi.
Yeah.
And she's squeezing them. Well,
Yeah.
she's squeezing them.
So this is what we were seeing, right?
Yeah, that's all
And
we
we
were seeing.
thought, oh,
you know why?
You
You know why he says kimchi? Because he ate like bok one day and fucking crop dusted this place and turned it into like the new Chernobyl.
I was live streaming that day. I sharded while I was live streaming because I ate so much kimchi, and I had the balls to do an underwear check on stream, and there was a shart mark on my underwear on stream. But it was from the fucking all the I had the kimchi alibi though. They'd
God.
see me eat 2 damn jars of kimchi live an hour and a half before.
Oh my God.
But I did a shart check and I lost.
Do you remember when we had Ben and Jeff Holiday and Olive Gardens over the house, and we all did that
Yeah.
ass contest?
Yes,
where we all
on
sat,
the paper.
Sat down on the paper.
Yeah,
and everybody had a nice clean ass.
Well, it all started because Jeff was bragging about how clean his ass was.
Yeah.
And his was the only one to leave any sort of a mark. It wasn't a shit mark.
It wasn't a shit
It
mark.
was
It
like
was a sweat
Yeah,
mark.
it was like a sweat mark.
And there was the slightest little scent.
Yeah. Jeff had a
slightest little.
It wasn't bad.
This is what
it wasn't
happens
bad.
when we're drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
It
but
was just emanating from his paper.
Yeah.
The only one, Stevie, it was actually cleaner when she got off it.
Yeah, Stevie sat on the paper and she stood up and like Maya Angelou had painted something down there. It's
Maya
beautiful.
Angelou was not a painter.
That's how clear it was.
Yeah.
Because Maya Angelou, as we all know, did not paint. She was a poet.
Yeah.
Who was the one that did the vagina flowers? Harriet Tubman?
Georgia O'Keeffe.
Harriet
Yeah,
Tubman.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
Georgia O'Keeffe was
Yeah.
a white lady.
Yeah.
Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
Harriet Tubman. Wow, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's definitely Georgia
was it?
O'Keeffe.
Rosa
Georgia,
Parks?
Georgia
Yeah.
O'Keeffe lived in Santa Fe, and she there's an art gallery there. It's pretty cool. There's vagina flowers. She did vagina flowers, and she would find like dead animals in the desert and paint them, like animal skeletons in the desert.
Billy Grace is racist Billy. It's not
Yeah,
racist.
it is.
It's extreme stupidity. You can't call me being racist if I say something extremely stupid.
But by the way, Georgia O'Keeffe became a famous painter because she posed nude in some photos, and that made her famous at the time.
Did Maya Angelou ever do a
And
nude?
she had some mega bush going on because this was back in the day, you know.
Georgia O'Keeffe.
Georgia
Some
O'Keeffe.
Drapes
yeah.
did not match the flower paintings.
Oh, they're black and white. She was old and she died a long time ago. So when she did the photo, she was young, and that was way back in the day.
Yeah, my grandmother had a bunch of Georgia O'Keeffe
Really?
work on her walls, so I
She had
totally should have remembered her name.
She owned a ranch called Ghost Ranch that you can still visit.
Have you been to Wendy's? They have a ghost pepper ranch to go with
Why
their
are you
spicy
doing
nugs.
this to me?
What?
Like,
brought up
seriously?
ghost ranch.
This is his go-to. He was just.
Can I talk about fast food now?
Please,
Wait.
please.
Let's talk about fast food
There's
instead.
few
Can we change
things-
the subject?
There's few things anyone knows anything more about than Billy knows about fast food.
I know.
To be fair.
Yeah.
Like he'll usually switch the topic to fast food or movies is what he does. Or himself.
Well, movies are great. Movies is a wide world, and you can talk about anything from movies.
Yeah.
You know.
Fast food and movies.
Yeah. It depends on how you talk about the movies.
I gotta do it for the people. You know, the everyman watching right now. They don't get to go out to all the fine establishments we do, so they have to identify with the ghost pepper ranch at Wendy's for the spicy nugs.
Billy almost made me jump out of a moving car.
Which time?
When it wasn't because of his gas.
I can think of multiple times you almost jumped out.
It was because this was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah. And we're not going to recreate it. I'm just going to tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
He started telling me the plot points of every single fucking episode of a show called Girl Meets World.
Yeah.
Gross. It's the like reboot of Boy Meets World, right?
It's a
Or
continuation.
Like, okay, whatever.
The next day, I went to the dentist because I had teeth pain. They said, you were grinding your teeth really bad. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And they're like, has anything really distressing happened lately? There's a lot of trauma. And I said, yeah, something really bad happened. So I told her every plot point.
Yeah.
To Girl Meets World.
Did he tell you about Punky Brewster? Because he watched that shit too.
Cillian Moon Fry.
He's all like,
time I turn around.
he was also doing. He was like, yeah, you want to talk about the new Saved by the Bell? And I'm like,
No, we don't.
I don't want to.
We don't. Like, what is wrong with you? That's a sickness.
Here's the thing, right? I'm trying to get a little motivation from back when I still felt alive. So I go back to things from my childhood and try and see if it'll rekindle something in me because the normal shit's not working.
Because you know.
What did you just say?
She wasn't.
What did you just say?
She wasn't.
We're partial because our really good friend of ours made love to her. In her
Yeah,
prime.
our buddy banged her. I was like,
And
what?
it kind of felt like we were all got made. You know,
Yeah,
like Tommy got made in
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
You remember? How Joe Pesci's going to get made and they all feel like they made it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Because they're pathetic. That's how we felt.
Like my guy fucked Topanga. We're made now. We're on the
all
inside.
made guys.
Yeah.
Little did we know he shot himself in the head, and the same thing happened to our friend. Essentially.
Sorry. Rest in
Shot
peace.
himself in the
Well, actually, somebody shot him in the head.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a little different.
Yeah, tomato. We're
Yeah.
not gonna
In
argue
the
over
end,
that.
the Hindus view it all the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there we go. Now we can do it this way.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the debate cam?
It is actually.
Right. Yep. Just put Fuentes right here, and we'll talk about who's really the anti-Semite. Because he's a LARPer.
And you actually lived in Israel.
I lived in Israel.
Yeah.
Nobody knows more about the Jewish people as a Gentile than I think I do.
I was talking to Joe just the other night about him writing a book about his time over there.
Yeah.
How many people watching right now would pre-order the book if Joe was going to write the book? There's at least we'd have like at least 100 book sales. At least right off
Well,
off
thanks,
the bat.
guys. I think I'll write it. I think I'll write it.
It'll be a wonderful read, beautiful story. Just Joe going over it with me the other night. I was like, man, this is good stuff. Like Timothy Chalamet will play you in the movie.
Oh God, he's Jewish.
Yeah,
that would be whitewashing me.
See, this was the cool timer that I.
If it was earlier, we could have gotten like a Ralph Macchio to play you, but he's too old now.
He's too old now. Yeah.
Who would play you if you could pick one guy? Would it be Michael Imperioli?
Just get a Puerto Rican to act Italian.
Yeah, it would be a Puerto Rican or a Mexican guy.
Be that gay guy from.
There's no native Italians.
Be the gay guy from Hamilton that sings all the time.
Oh yeah, he could play me.
Good morning, you snobby.
Yeah, maybe Elliot Page will play me.
That'd be good.
See that happening?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Fuentes can't. Not man enough for the part.
Yeah.
Can you do an impression of Nick Fuentes?
Playing you?
It sounds like one of the voices you do. That's
Yeah,
why
He does a cat boy like that.
There's
right?
a little.
I was in Jerusalem minding my own business, and then all of a sudden Mossad came in and dropped a fishbowl in my lap. I'm bastardizing Joe's actual stories.
Yeah.
But if the book comes out,
why would someone from an Italian background want to downgrade to being Jewish?
Oh my God!
Why deprive yourself of seafood and pork?
well, it's pretty obvious.
I mean,
why would somebody do
There's
anything?
so many Jewish people that don't do kosher anyway.
Why would somebody do anything that's life changing? Love.
I was in love. I was in love, and I thought that I could combine two worlds that were very separate. I knew we couldn't get married.
Oh, sorry.
I knew we couldn't get married in Israel because they don't recognize unions between a Gentile and a Jew. Now, you might call that bigoted and racist, and how dare you, you anti-Semite. I call it just. So I attempted to convert.
I know someone who converted to Judaism
Yeah.
And got married and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe tried.
Well, there's a lot to it because it takes a lot of dedication to do it, and it takes tactics have a way of transforming you from the inside. So if you do something and you immerse yourself in something constantly,
it also takes watching a rabbi slice your baby's penis too. That's another.
That's true. They have to mutilate your son's genitalia or your baby's genitalia. That's part of it, and they have to slice yours even if you are circumcised.
Are you
They have to cut
serious?
you. Yeah. Well, yeah. They'll just do a little prick.
No.
Yeah.
They call it the
If you
banana
already
split.
Before you go
are?
into the mikveh. Yeah. Even if you already are, which I am, because there
No.
Yeah. Yep. A rabbi has to turn
The
you
covenant?
away.
Fuck that covenant.
A rabbi has to turn you away 3 times.
What sick fuck came up with that too? Like, who was like, oh, you know what I think is the best for this new religion we're starting? You got to get your dick skin cut off.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell your story.
So I was in Jerusalem, and I was at the biggest yeshiva for American, or that is to say, English first speakers who didn't know much Hebrew. Machan Mir was the name of it. And that's the actual pronunciation. Does it sound funny when I'm speaking Hebrew? It's bad. Yeah, that's how it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of in
Yeah.
Dutch
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. So at the yeshiva, the head Rav was talking to me, and he said, "Why do you want to convert? It's not for a woman, is it?" And of course, you have to lie, and you say it's not. So I lied. I said it wasn't. Well, he asked me a few questions, and he asked me like what I had read, and it turns out I was quite versed in the Torah and the Talmud, for as much as was leaked out into English, and a lot of Kabbalah, though Kabbalah released from its Jewish constraints.
It's
from
like
the Zohar.
mysticism, right?
Yeah, a lot of it's Jewish mysticism. As they put it, the Torah is the law, the Talmud is the soul of the law, and the Kabbalah is the soul of the law. And it's very interesting because the cosmology of the Kabbalah mirrors all modern science.
You're losing all of the Fuentes fans that you gained.
No, this is the best part because they're following like what's his name, Joe Goldman. They're following Jack Murphy, who's claiming to be an Irish, but he's really Jewish. Joe is. You're not Jewish, but you know more about it than the glowy
Right.
Jack Murphy.
Yeah,
you would be great.
So he was.
You're the next Hitler.
So God. So this is how I got into the door, and I went to yeshiva for over a year, learning the Torah. He asked me point blank. He said, "Oh, what'd you learn about Kabbalah?" And I said, "Well, what do you want? The tenets? There's a lot to it." He said, "What struck you as the most?" I forget how he said it. What touched you the most in Kabbalah? I said, well, I think it's the fact that the serpent didn't lie in Bereshit, Genesis, the first book. And he said, that's wise. Yeah, I'm not going to convert you yet, but you can come to class. So I started going to the class every Thursday, and it was like a 3-hour course, and I went more and more, and as I learned more and more, I realized that this was a world I could not penetrate in all good consciousness. But there's more on that later.
And Joe was very serious about this. We'd be out like eating somewhere, and there'd be a Yankee game on.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I can't look at the score. Do you want to tell me what the score is?
Yeah.
Like you were serious. Like you weren't playing. You were like, You were like very serious.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, the score? What's that? The numbers?
Yeah.
And you'd be, God damn it. Like, I hate you. There's so many times Joe said, I hate you, Billy, to me.
Yeah.
So
The
many times.
numbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, what's that, the numbers? He's like, I hate you, Billy.
When me and Joe went to one of the Yankee games that we went to when the Yankees won, he blared Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
And drove down the street.
New York, New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had fun. That was a fun night.
Yeah. We went twice. We went to two.
Yeah, we went to one in April as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Start spreading the news. Da 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 da. I'm leaving today. Da da da. I heard New York, New York was written about a guy on the shores of New Jersey, looking onto New York.
All you have to do is be a strong
Hoboken.
swimmer.
Hoboken.
Everyone, we are 86% of the way to our goal. We're so close. Please chuck us a couple bucks.
Chuck
if
us
you
some
could.
buckus, little babies.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We're having a grand old time. I don't know if you guys know this, but we just did about 45 minutes of solid riffing, talking amongst
Riffing?
ourselves. Yeah, off the cuff.
You mean riffing, not
Yeah,
rifting.
riffing.
A rift is like a divide.
Yeah,
a riff is
cultural
like,
divide was what we were doing. We were riffing on rifting, the cultural divide.
Riffing on rifting.
No, yeah, we were riffing.
We're grifting.
We're grifting.
We're grifting while we're riffing on
riffing.
rifting.
We're grifting. We're rifting. That's some good content right there. So I understand you guys got lost in our conversation and don't know.
So
it's time now.
Permit me to say this: we're all friends.
Yeah,
we're all friends.
I think we've been playing the Fuentes fan base all wrong. I think that
Why?
they're hungry for
They
new
are.
leaders, and I think that they're too young to know what their true prejudices are. So that's where we come in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should guide them. And I want Fuentes here, and I want to debate him.
There's
I think it's the only way.
That would be fucking hilarious. That'd be one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Let's do it.
They went to this place. I don't know where they were. A bunch of them got together, and I think they were trying to get into CPAC. They're banned from CPAC, which is like the big conservative convention.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to get in, him and his like little butt buddies, and it was funny because the one guy was like, Nick Fuentes in the house.
In the house.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yes. I want to show it to you, but I don't. Nick Fuentes in the house.
Corey in the house.
No,
Corey
I don't know.
in the White House.
There's also, you know that one neo-Nazi Richard Spencer?
I know the name.
He's one of the new age ones that kind of rose to prominence around Trump's election and everything.
Brittany Venti's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Brittany
Oh,
Venti.
Brittany's here.
What's up, Brittany? Hope
Speaking
you
of
guys
debates, I have
get
to-
to host the debate I rewinded to earlier. I think so, yeah.
Yep.
We need that.
Oh, actually, Brittany, we have a debate too. Speaking of debates,
Okay.
the Sigma male debate.
That's true.
Now, I want to let you know why I'm more Sigma than you are. One, you know what Sigma is. Two, no, this is just a little preview. This isn't even my real stuff.
It's not even its final form.
She has a crush, like all young INTP girls, on Ryan Gosling in the movie Drive.
Ryan Gosling.
In the movie Drive, not Ryan Gosling the
only
actor.
that movie?
Yeah, just as the driver.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's got movie competence in the movie, which means everything's done automatically Jason Bourne style. Two, his superpower is he's a driver. What very necessary adult trait and skill does Brittany Venti lack?
She doesn't know how to drive.
She doesn't know how to drive.
She's a Sigma female.
She grew up in Manhattan, New York City. She
Now-
doesn't need to know how to drive, but now she's in Texas.
Now she has to know.
Interesting.
But that was a big part of it. That's an inkling.
Joe.
Whoa!
That's very sweet. Very sweet.
Angel Rufaf, thank you.
Very sweet.
Grazie, we
Now,
go.
let me tell you why Brittany will make a fine wife, but she'll need some breaking in. One, she's smart for a girl.
Mm.
Now, she knows that too.
Yeah.
And she knows that she's seen dudes much smarter than her. That's a very difficult thing to cope with as a woman. Because when you're an actually smart woman, you start realizing something the feminists don't. That some men are brutally intelligent and are willing to do things you haven't even dreamed of. It's the reason why white supremacists hate the Jews. It's chutzpah. So I want to debate Fuentes and Venti together. And
At
I
the
hope-
same time?
Yes, and I hope by the end that they find love. Maybe
with each other,
Maybe
or
with each other.
separate?
God.
Yeah.
What if Britney became Nick's beard?
I don't. Yeah, that's
Britney. Don't.
Yeah.
I think that they would have
I think
they would have a firm traditionalist relationship, devoid of any form of modern day sickness and strangeness. The only issue will be Venti will be the male and Fuentes will be the female. Other than that, it is strictly a traditionalist relationship.
It's not fair though to judge women based on their intelligence because society doesn't value intelligence in women.
Yes, it does.
It
It
values-
overblows any instance of a female being somewhat intelligent, Elizabeth Holmes style. They'll blow up out of proportion. And Venti's actually intelligent, not in the fake, journalist women can too way. She's actually smart.
I'm envious of Britney's belches because as we
she's got good burps.
But that's
As
a great
we've
that's a great
discussed,
point. Like
I can't belch.
No, Britney discusses a lot of instances of the decay of ethics in society. She mentions that a lot.
Yeah.
And then she'll belch and then she'll blame the guys that do it. Now that's a wink. It's not a transparent wink. Like Casey Tron goes one layer deep. She says the opposite of what she actually thinks, and that's the fake. The dupe is all the idiots that don't get it, and they're usually 12. Venti goes one step further. Now, she's not a skilled satirist like me, but she's good for a girl. She goes one layer deeper than Casey Tron in that the joke is finding out whether or not she's joking or not. And that is just slightly more sophisticated than Casey Tron's, which is, she's joking and you're supposed to laugh at the fact that she's joking. It's a very safe form of satire.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Joe.
No, Britney recently has been delving into the Jack Murphy stuff.
Oh, is she?
I've been watching a lot of her streams on that. And
Jack Murphy's coming here, Britney.
In Seattle,
buy a ticket to his Seattle event.
If you want to come visit Seattle with us, we'll all go roll up on his show together.
Brittany, come pop in.
She says, I totally get what
Should
you
I
mean.
bring her
Actually,
in?
that's a good analysis. Hey, look at that. Already. Brittany Venti is on your side for this a takeover of the disenfranchised right.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of a beautiful...
She said something very true. That's what caught my attention on her last appearance on the show. She said, men can't handle being a woman because no one would know what to do with that much power.
Damn.
Now, it was truer than she knew, but we'll have to talk about that the next episode we're both together.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can send her the link if she's free. I don't know. She's in the chat, but I don't know if she's
She might
free
not
to-
be camera ready.
But
She
before-
appears to be somebody who's naturally beautiful that doesn't need too much
I
makeup,
think
but-
she's
Even if
definitely...
she is, it'd in fact be charming if it turns out she's a dog without makeup.
Oh my God!
I would like.
That would be.
I
a
would
get.
actually find
I don't
her
think it
more
would be good
attractive.
for her brand, but that would be a get for Drunken Peasants.
Yeah, I
if we
find-
had like the first unattractive Britney Venti.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Exclusive.
I don't think it even is real. I think she's just naturally pretty, most likely.
Yeah.
Unless there's like a filter, but the Britney before the Jack Murphy thing happened, she was already going and honing her skills on the manosphere, and I was all in for that because she's exposing these male like leaders that are getting all these beta males and giving them some weird hope for success. And the Jack Murphy stuff hit, and she'd already been going down that line, and she might be the person that takes down the manosphere, and I'm all
It's
for
fish
it.
in the barrel.
I mean,
Hopefully
totally.
she takes it to a bigger spot because the biggest problem with the manosphere has been their misogyny, and that is bore out of the fact that they don't respect the feminine form of thinking, which is just as valid as the masculine form. Now, where Britney has the best of both worlds is she thinks more like a dude, which makes her less attractive to me because it's incestuous. It'd be like fucking my sister. So I won't do it.
But you won't do again.
No, I'm not going to do it. Not again. Not
Again?
Not in this climate. Yeah.
His sister is very pretty though.
Joe's sister is very pretty.
Yeah.
She is a very
Both
pretty.
of his sisters.
I've only met one of them.
Yeah. Anybody who doesn't want to fuck my sister, I'll break his neck.
That's why we get along so well. I've been trying to bang your sisters for as long as I've known you.
But with Venti, she thinks more like a man. The NT types, they're very rare amongst anybody. But
It's a gift and a
especially for women.
curse.
Yeah, it's a gift and a curse.
We get the goal. We're doing very well. We've been scooting along to this episode tonight. It's been a great show.
I sent Brittany the link.
Give her time to get camera ready, maybe to do some relaxing breathing.
Did she say anything in the chat about being able to do it? Or
I think the last thing she said was agreeing on the analysis from Joe, saying that Joe is pretty spot on. I don't think there's too much reason for further discussion, but there's the best reason would be entertainment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and I think Joe could come up with something.
Yeah, if not now, later.
Yeah.
We have a debate set for 5 months.
Yeah, Brittany versus Joe debate is
and Nick Fuentes
possible.
On the nature of
Joe versus
with-
Nick.
Yeah, unless I moderate and
On the Sigma mindset.
Fuentes versus Brittany. But yeah, the downfall of this new neo-Nazi movement and the alt-right movement is the fact that it has no room for the female. Julia Savola and all those guys, all their leaders, they don't know how to make use of it. And it's going to be their downfall. It makes them very weak and brittle in the end.
Brittany says, I'm trying to get my earphones working, holding on my main set. Normally uses low on battery, so we might be getting a fresh ear set. Brittany Venti added to the show. And Snowden and Akava says, what about Cringe Raps? We'll probably have to wrap it up with a couple. But that will be after we get into the major.
We normally make those Saturday shows a little longer, right?
Yeah, we're going to go a little longer, even though you guys hit the goal.
Which is, we appreciate it.
We're not going to just ditch out on you now. That's not how we do.
Yeah, do a cringe rap to whet their appetite while she's getting set up.
That's true.
All right,
you want to
let's
pull up a cringy?
Yes, let's do the intro. Where is it? Here we go.
Yo, safe please! Let's go find this hater, put a bullet in his fucking head. How do you like me now?
I'm the only critic with the good kind of fairy drama. That's because Jesus Christ is
A neighbor. What is this? Tell me I'm going to love this. Already love this. This is so fucking good.
It's because it's a fat person.
Yes. Where's this kid live? I want to do a song with him. Of course he's not in America.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
No,
New Jersey.
The title of this video is in Cyrillic, so it's probably like
I'm not
Russia.
even playing. This kid is on the fucking hood of a car with his tits out. This is like the next gen Andy Milonakis, and I love him. This is so fucking good. Whoa!
What?
I'm blown away by this. This is making me love rap again.
Are you? You don't even know what he's saying.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. What he's doing is beyond translation.
And you wonder what came of Misha.
Oh my god.
You just like him because he's fat.
No, I like him because he's a fucking boss.
You're not wrong, Ben.
This kid is all. Look at him. He's playing with his stupid titties. He's such a fucking boss.
Because he's fat.
This is like King fatting around. I was worried about the future of the world, and this kid's telling me right now that we're okay. I want to buy him. You think he's for sale?
Ridiculous.
You think this kid's for sale? Where's Epstein at when I need to buy a child?
He's dead.
I love this. I love this kid.
You like that?
He's so cool.
Do you remember when you called Cars for Kids and asked to trade in your Pinto for a Peruvian boy?
Yeah, it didn't work.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I pretend it was a joke.
Is there anyone that you've ever just felt so in love with?
Is this Brittany Venti rapping?
Tell me about it, Mikey.
Baby Grinch.
Gather round, this is one for the ages. My love for this man has been growing in stages.
Oh, God.
I'm aching, I'm shaking. Now don't be mistaken. The only
Nope.
green man for
We gotta
me.
stop
Don't
this.
give a heck.
I gotta stop this one.
Brittany's in the group.
She's ready.
Okay.
Yeah, let's pull out of here because this is pissing me off. This Grinch thing is pissing me off.
Now it's a Shrek thing.
The Grinch Grussy. You like
Greg.
Grinch puss?
It's Greg.
He might want a
Hi,
green card.
Brittany.
Hi, can you guys see me?
Yes.
No.
We're gonna load you into our.
They'll all see you in a second here. There you are.
Not on this screen.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna switch it. Oh shit!
Oh great, we're having technical difficulties.
Hold on. No,
we've been
there we
drinking
go.
boxed wine. We're degenerates.
I don't know why it played
Oh
it.
wait, you're drinking too?
Yeah, well, everybody but
okay,
me.
I'm not alone here.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, because I didn't know this was happening. So like,
Ben, we're almost through with this. Okay.
It's
We
all
had,
right.
we had to play a rap song with the N-word in it when you showed up. That was your theme music for Drunken Peasants.
Yeah.
No.
oh, thank you.
What were you saying about wine?
Oh, I was saying that I didn't know I was gonna come on, and so like I had just rolled out of bed, like, you know, put in my 2-day-old pizza in the oven, burnt it, ate the pieces that are remaining. I have mascara like all over my eyes from my nap, and then I drink a beer, and then you guys are like, oh, come on. It's like, okay.
And you did it.
That explains why your hair's a bit of a mess.
No, you look good. Don't listen to him.
This is the part where we nag you a little bit. It's classic man trait. Don't fall for it.
I've already done my research on the manosphere.
Okay,
I know
good,
all
good.
about these.
I've never been to the manosphere, but perhaps you can educate me.
It would take a woman to get you into the manosphere, wouldn't it?
Well, basically, it's a circle of men that, like, despite hating modern feminism, basically mirror everything about it. And they have no self-awareness in that regard. So, like, if you say, oh, I want 6 foot Giga Chad, they get really mad. I want to make 6 figures. But then they're allowed to be entitled and make these demands of, like, she needs to suck my dick and cook me dinner before I even take her out on a date.
Right.
And what do you bring to the table?
Right.
I'm basically calling every woman a whore. Like, nothing's ever good enough. So there's a lot of overlap with the manosphere and the right as well. Like, a lot of people who are on the right are also, like, pro-manosphere in the sense of, like, not the positive attributes.
Yeah.
Just like how with feminism, there are some positive attributes. It's like the difference between leftist feminism and, like, let's say, some radical feminists. Like, some
Suzanne
radical
Summers,
feminists is conservative feminism, so to speak.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of the time, they're overlapping with the negative side of the manosphere. That's just basically, like, they want a handmaiden that will suck their dick and never speak out to them. And essentially, this manosphere, right, on YouTube, they're grifters, right? A lot of them. Not every single one.
Can
There's some
Brittany
people who
Vendy
are,
help me
like,
find the bean?
what the fuck do they mean by find the bean?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, they mean vagina?
What?
They mean clitoris specifically.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, so basically, this manosphere on YouTube with the group of men, they're a bunch of grifters in terms of the negative side. And they basically all do the same thing with Jack Murphy. Jack Murphy is actually a really good example of a lot of the things wrong with the manosphere and the main criticisms of it. So it's actually interesting that his stuff just came out. But basically, they all have this overlap where they charge men for these, like, lessons on how to be men.
Yeah.
And they pay these absurd amounts of money. Like with Kevin Samuels, for example, this one guy, you guys can check out my video on it if you want receipts. But this one guy, he paid him $10,000 for advice on how to be like an alpha male. And for a very small amount of time conversing with Kevin. And this man charges like almost, I think like $1,500 for like, what was it, like 10 minutes of talking to these people. It was something absurd like that. And so they all have these this overlap, just like how Jack Murphy has the seminal order or the ligma balls order, as some people like to call it.
Did you read his cuck article?
Yes, I did several times.
Now
He's
is the
like,
grift.
here's why it's based to pimp out your wife and give her out to other women, or girlfriend at the time, whatever. But yeah, they basically all have this overlap where they're on the negative side, where they're lol cows and they sell these lessons, and it's basically just a scam and overpriced, and people pay for it because they're desperate to compensate for the fact that their father figure was clearly not strong enough.
Right.
And that is a big problem.
Yeah.
A lot of people are raised by subpar male figures or or dominant
none.
figures.
Yeah.
They don't have it, and that's because I think it's because the internet and everything makes it easier to have babies now. You get hooked up with all these dating services. 40 years ago, a dad had to be a dad because he was the top fucker.
Well, that's perhaps
now you can be a middle range fucker.
It's perhaps the
Dating apps
the
are a
most
problem.
glaring characteristic, the biggest parallel between what was once called the MRA movement before it became the men's rights activists. They called themselves. They basically saw
MRAs,
feminists.
yeah.
Yeah, they basically saw feminists and said, "Hey, we can be whiny cunts too," you know? And that's basically what it became.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's under the same lines, and interestingly enough, it has the same end game built into the early feminism. Simone de Beauvoir and all them, and Gloria Steinem, was the idea that it was anti-natalist. Basically, a woman staying at home was a bad thing, and
Gloria
it was a lesser
Steinem, Ms. Magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lesser form of living. It was better to waste away at a job or to climb a corporate ladder because that was more meaningful. That was the selling point. And the more educated you get, the less apt you were to want children, not realizing they were being fed an anti-natalist story. Well, the MRA, what did they have as their main response to all of the feminism, all the tainted feminism? Does everybody remember?
Refresh us.
Go their own way. MGT.
Oh,
what did they do?
Men going
They went
their own way.
It was another trap. It's like basically, you know how the KKK, there's only like 14 members and 12 of them are FBI. It's kind of like that's what it's like with the manosphere. I think it's a completely, by definition, co-opted place to make sure that losers stay losers. And
Oh yeah, and you know what's interesting about that is that Fresh and Fit, for example, they're a good example of everything toxic about the manosphere or everything incendiary about it.
Yeah.
And one of them is literally a former Fed.
Yep.
Like, I cannot make this shit up. So it's really interesting that you point that out. And also, yeah, a lot of them base their ideology, so to speak, their ideology is PUA. Like, it's
Pickup
essentially
artists.
just like, yeah.
They're all
pickup
like
artists.
descendants of Rouge
Are they
V.
Rouge V?
Yeah.
I was just gonna name him.
Even Jack Murphy was like, I grew up in the eyes of Rouge
Did
V.
you know?
It's like,
Did you
come
know
on.
Tariq Nasheed was a pickup artist too? Did you know that?
No.
That's how he
No,
started.
I didn't.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He came up as a pickup artist before he became whatever the fuck he is now.
that's
Wow.
another parallel with feminism.
I'm going to look that up later, actually. Do you
After-
have anything I could...
Yeah,
look
a
up
link to
in
that
regards
if
to
you
that?
got something for Brittany so she can find that. That'll be great. Knock open the Tariq Nasheed pickup artist.
I think
history.
he wrote books. Really quick.
I saw what Jack Murphy
The
was
Art
charging
of
these
Mackin'.
guys.
Look, he wrote a book called The Art of Mackin'.
The Art of Mackin'.
And they sell it on Amazon.
Sounds terrible. I want to
Yeah.
read it. I saw what Jack Murphy was charging for his little club. It was like $99 a month, right?
That was the lowest price.
That was the entry price.
$3,980.
I saw his prices. I was going to take his prices to give men advice on being manly. And after they paid $100 a month to get my advice was going to be kill yourself.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
The
You going to
Art
Jack
of-
Murphy to be a man?
The Mac Within. Yeah, he's Jack Murphy's holding one of his seminars here in Seattle.
The
at the end of
Holy
this-
God, the Holy Book of Game.
Yeah.
Written by Tariq King Flex Nasheed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that he had that as a thing. I briefly
Yeah.
saw that. And I've seen a couple of these book covers before, but I didn't know what they were necessarily written on. I didn't look too far into it.
Did he just plagiarize Bill Bellamy's movie How to Be a Player?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Back to what you were saying, you segued into the fact that much of the manosphere is made up of PUAs. More on that?
Yeah. They use their tactics. They're constantly talking about, oh, how do you get this bitch, that bitch? And it's always like this sort of entitlement to women. And like, they don't really want to settle down or anything. And it's like when they do, it's like only with a doormat. And what's interesting about that is the fact that there's so much overlap between men on the right and the manosphere, considering that it's essentially an anti-traditionalist sentiment. Like, they're not advocating for like this wholesome marriage, have kids type of thing. They're advocating like how do you get bitches? How do you fuck them? How do you take everything away from them? How do you use them?
Yeah.
But that's how a lot of women come at it too, right? It's like it's the same dirtiness that these men are using that the same women use, and they butt heads with each other, and they're perpetually unhappy. And there's these little children that are born out of their small, short little trysts that grow up with no family.
They're ugly.
It's missing the point in the same way that their opponents are missing the point. Nature gives every hint in the world that it's devised in a delicate balance between the masculine and the feminine. That's why everything from electricity to what it takes to make a baby happens to have those two polars. And you have one side claiming that only the masculine is the way to live your life, and you have the other side that only the feminine is the way. It's also the secret to politics and any other societal group or ideology you can think of.
Yeah, it's a duality. It's like yin and yang, the contrast.
Yeah. But you need them both.
All these Marvel movies out here, people trying to save the world with their superpowers, and it's the Fast and the Furious saga that has the real superpower that's going to save the world. Family.
But these are brilliant things, because those of us who aren't, making the world in our own image in the form of having a family that reflects your values or some bit of you, are going to fall for these ideologies, and they're always leading back to the same thing. You wasting away your most prime child-having years on ideas, on things that aren't going to benefit or further you at all, and then you're going to thumb your nose at the rest of the world and have these antinatalist ideas that humanity is just a cancer. And to them, I say, yeah, you're right. I gladly volunteer yourself to kill yourself. Like, you should be the first one out, right? After all, we are just cancers.
That's the only way to cure cancer.
That's the only way, yeah. The idea of infinite growth is the logic of the cancer cell.
Basically, they prey on the vulnerable for money. That's the TLDR of it.
Yeah. And that's the way that, like, what was her name? Anita Sarkeesian?
Yes.
She was doing this similar grift with the feminism and getting so much money for her, like, what, $300,000 for a website that was half-assed?
Long before that, you had
the weakness
early,
there, too.
You had the early founders, like Margaret Mead was also head of the Eugenics Society, or higher up. So there was a lot of that. That was built into it. It's just making sure the undesirables don't clog up the world. It's a built-in apparatus. That's why Roe v. Wade is so important. If you're the type of person who's going to lack the foresight to accidentally become pregnant, of course you should be able to make sure that that stays a mistake that doesn't affect the rest of us. That's why it's there. Now, it's not desirable, but the selling model can never be the working model. The working model is there's less of you because you're an idiot. Good. The selling model is this is your choice and you're using power and it's a good thing. Well, it's the same thing for the manosphere. The manosphere is like, yeah, you don't need bitches. You're paying them to leave, by the way, when you get a prostitute, stuff like this. It's a little ego grift.
Did you have that clip of that Twitch streamer that I sent you? Have you seen this clip, Brittany? What's his name? I Stop Speed or whatever his name is. He was on.
You mentioned Anita Sarkeesian, so I pulled up the thing where
when you violated her rights.
I saw Anita Sarkeesian at some tabletop gaming place, and she was sitting behind me, and I took a picture of her. And
shit!
And she called me out on Twitter for it, and people were saying people on her side were saying. Like they were trying to create this scenario where I would go to jail, possibly.
Yeah, you were violating her privacy rights or something. Why'd you draw a Hitler mustache on yourself here?
I didn't do that. I don't know why. You know what? I had a nose piercing, like a septum piercing, in that picture. Maybe that's why they covered it up. I don't know.
They didn't want to show off the septum.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have that clip I sent the other day from the Aiden Ross stream?
I don't remember.
Let me see if I can resend it.
Okay.
There was like 2 days. Have you seen this clip, Brittany?
No.
Okay, I'm going to try and find it real quick. You guys want to talk about something positive and enlightening while I search this?
We have been.
I want to close out the manosphere discussion really quick by saying that basically there's this sentiment of like, if you give women, and I've always said this like before I even took note of the manosphere, it's like, oh, if you give women money on the internet, you're simping and, you're a beta, right? But if you give these men in the manosphere money, you're an alpha. You're a Chad for doing that, and it's totally not gay.
Right. They're using the same
I think
tools of
that's
seduction on other men.
Exactly.
That's why it always turns into some sort of a homoerotic thing when it's too hyper masculine.
Brittany, do you think Nick is gay?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering. Yeah, I think he is. He has no interest in women at all, and he kind of loathes women in general. So but he's Catholic, so he won't allow himself to be gay. I guess he'll just be celibate.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of cognitive dissonance. I don't think that just because somebody is volcel that it makes them gay. I think in his particular case, that's the case. That's just my opinion based on my observations, especially like the recent thing he said. I saw you guys cover it. He said that having sex with women is gay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for not being a degenerate or whatever, but like he went so far with it, like the mental gymnastics, just jumping through hoops. It was crazy.
Right. Yeah, and then he went on the date with Catboy. That's when he blocked us too. He blocked us on Twitter back in the day before he got kicked off of Twitter. We just asked him about Catboy, and we got immediately blocked.
It'd be interesting to see how many of them grew up with single mother.
I don't know about that.
Nick said he's got a full dad, like a dad-mom combination. He's got a full combination.
This shit, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I kind of want to get Brittany's response on this as a female streamer. And this was on the Aiden Ross stream.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
There's 3 pieces. The first piece, the second piece, third
I'll have
piece.
it.
So we're gonna get this loaded, Brittany, and we're gonna ask you basically your take on it. I think the video kind of explains itself. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I saw it. I think Joe actually sent it to me.
Question, okay? Say if we're the last 2 people on Earth and we had to reproduce to make the world continue. No! Reproduce with me?
No, because that means our kids will have to intertwine and then their kids. No.
Who gonna stop me?
I will.
Who's gonna stop me?
I will.
If we the last 2 people on Earth, who gonna stop me?
Gee,
you're not stopping me. If we the last 2 people on Earth, who gonna stop me?
Hopefully.
It's a new one, the rape cell.
Hold on.
It's a new category. It's fine.
He looks like he's about to cry.
Yeah, he's actually like having an emotional reaction.
Yeah, there's a
over this. I thought
second.
he was just trolling.
I thought it was a joke at first.
Like a troll.
Yeah, a troll. And then there's a second video that goes way out. The second video is like the aftermath of this.
All right, here it is.
All right, Ash! Shut the fuck up! Ash, you fucking bitch! Listen here, you ugly fucking cunt! I beat my dick to you every fucking day! Fuck you, bitch! Fuck everything about you! I beat my dick to you every fucking day!
He's crying.
I beat my shit!
Yeah.
So many kids wasted on you! I wasted
so many
kids wasted on I'm glad. This is amazing. This is the manosphere realized.
Yes. So
that's what it is.
So he
That's the
expects
subtext.
something from her because he jerks to Twitch? He jerks to her on Twitch?
No, the subtext is he should be able to have her. If not
Because he
for any
jerks
other
to her?
reason, then he can overpower her. Well, that's really the big key. We didn't conquer that idea until we figured out civilization. It was the idea the baboon idea, that if you wanted a mate, you grabbed her and then you fucked her. Me, I pride myself on being able to beat up just about any woman you can imagine.
Most women, yeah.
But using that power is it's all implied, right? This guy has to scream it from the rooftops. This is what the manosphere can't quite get over, and feminists can't quite get over it. It's the elephant in the room. Most any man can beat up most any woman. We have to make every movie in the world dedicated to proving that that's not true in order to get over that huge, colossal lapse in what we call equality. So what we have is workarounds like this. This guy is saying, hypothetically, in a hypothetical world, would you let me not have to rape you?
But now he's like, I jerk it to you every day.
Yeah,
you
I'll
owe
beat
me,
it
bitch.
to you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He wants her to want it, and this is the big thing.
All
This
my
is what's-
fucking energy and
he
kids
wants
on
her
your
to want
bitch
it,
ass.
and she
Fuck
can't,
you,
so
fuck
he
everybody
has to. He
in
doesn't
it.
want to be a rapist. He'll
date, man.
he'll
I'm gonna
resort to
show
being
you
a
bitch.
rapist.
Fuck you. You can suck my fucking dick. Cause listen, hey, nobody in this E-Date wants you. Stop feeling wanted. Nobody wants you. You nothing
see?
but a fucking thought.
You see, he's feeling unwanted.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be a rapist. He has to be a
Sorry about
rapist.
that, Ash. I just want to say, Ash, like straight up, you killed that shit probably better than any.
All right, and there's one more.
You
All
killed
right.
that shit.
This is just
We're
him
the last two people on Earth.
from a previous stream.
Oh no. Did I send you this one too?
No, this one I found.
He did that to this
independently.
other woman
Yeah,
here.
it's him doing the same joke before, but he didn't have the secondary reaction.
He's a troll.
Well, that's what I thought, but that secondary reaction was, and he lost his entire Twitch channel after this.
Of course.
You had to reproduce to make the world continue. Would you reproduce with me?
No. Only because I'm not that type of girl.
Who gonna stop me?
Yeah, this is a bit.
There is a bit. The first time
Oh my
it's not a
God,
bit.
Brittany, your belches are epic.
Quit simping
I
for her
don't try. I
burps,
just
Ben.
had beard. I just had I said beard. I meant beer. I just had beard.
Wow.
She just had beard.
Not the burp.
Brittany,
I can't belch. I
Brittany,
am physically incapable of belching.
I just belched. Did you hear it? No, you didn't.
No.
Why? One of us is cultured.
I don't know. Did you like hold it in?
I stifled it because I'm a gentleman. You can learn.
Okay, so
Be a
here's the
lady.
problem with that. I've tried a lot of times to quote unquote mute the burp, and it just makes it more bassy. It just makes it worse. I've tried plenty of times. It doesn't work.
This sounds like a feminist argument. You tried to limit your power.
I could also just burp and not have to worry about like how people feel about it.
That's also fair.
Yeah, that's a very masculine
I think-
ideal.
And blame the nearest guy, you know.
Yeah, it's a masculine ideal. You would only get offended, though, if this is what your problem is with the pickup artist. It's targeting you. So if a man burped and said, Brittany, or targeted the woman, you'd, one, accuse him of stealing your bit, but two, let's say he did it without knowing your bit, you'd read something into that, and you would say, well, that's his sexism coming to the fore. And it matters because a man should be strong enough to not have sexist opinions. It's natural for a woman to feel that. She's weak and emotional, right? And you know that.
I have only had a problem one or two, like 2 times of somebody complaining about my burps in the entirety of my interactions with people when I burp. So it's a rare occasion.
You're not
but,
going to make a
it
very
is
good
how it
preacher's
is.
wife, is what I'm telling you. We'll have to stifle that at the congregation, especially if you're going to lead praise and worship.
Brittany, didn't you meet up with Anthony from Opie and Anthony not too long ago?
Let me Google this person.
Yeah.
Anthony Cumia?
Yeah.
Oh, Anthony Cumia?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at a so I went to see Chrissy Mayer. She came down to Texas and was performing 2 of the nights. So I went to see her and I was hanging out with her, and then by default the other comedians were there too. And so I got to meet Anthony Cumia and a few others.
He's like one of the most legendary radio people ever.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, at the comedy club he got a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Ovation. It was pretty crazy.
They pushed limits on the radio that they had a contest where people had sex in public in as many places as they possibly could.
I almost won.
And that's what got them kicked off the radio forever. They went into a church and had sex in a church. It was some crazy, really edgy radio shit.
Yeah, I almost won that competition. I got disqualified
No, you
because
didn't.
I lacked consent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really cool. He was really nice. He paid for everyone's dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And he's funny in person, very like upbeat energy. And yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I would expect him to be swimming in money.
He had a serious deal, right?
I mean,
he had
even
a whole
before
bit
that.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even before that, just the radio career, terrestrial radio, and then
Yeah, but once you go serious,
he got fired from Sirius though.
Sirius is like finding
for tweets.
Bitcoin in-
he got
in your-
fired
on
for
your old
tweets.
computer.
He got canceled actually years ago. He was one of the early people who got canceled.
Do you ever try to control your flatulence, Brittany? Like make sure it comes out.
Why
more?
are we still talking about my fucking gas? Why is this a topic of interest?
Well, we were talking about Kumia, and I thought of farts. Go ahead.
Why? Where's the connection coming?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's for my own reasons. Back to your flatulence. Do you let it all out the way you let your belches out, or do you learn a little tact?
No, it's only a belching thing.
Exactly.
It's not like
it's for the same reason why you say dick and not cock, because you're a lady, and that's what I like about you.
Are you top
I
gassy?
mean-
Is that the thing? You belch and you don't fart a lot?
Yeah.
I can't tell which one I am.
It just comes out the top instead of the bottom.
I think I'm both.
Oh, I know you're both.
That'd be really embarrassing. That'd be a lot worse than the burping thing, honestly. Like, imagine you just rip a fat one, everyone's smelling your shit gas. Like,
Oh my
I feel
God.
like that's a lot worse.
Billy has multiple public shart stories where he thought he was just gonna fart.
I chose to live my life as a morbidly obese man.
shit
That's gonna happen.
in his pants, and he's told them. I've heard them.
Yeah, it's a side effect of being ridiculously fat.
One is a
Do
symbol
you,
of
like,
her letting it
carry
all
an
hang
extra
out.
pair of underwear?
Oh no, but I've thrown away a couple pairs.
Yeah, there's this story. What was it? You had like unlimited beer and chicken wings, and you're driving.
No, I was at this free movie event, and they had free beer and free like snacks and stuff. And then we went to a happy hour afterwards, and everything was ridiculously cheap. I was mixing a bunch of different types of beers all night, and eating like happy hour and all these things. And I get on the freeway to go home. It's a 20-minute drive. 10 minutes into the drive, my stomach turns on me, and
and then your cousin's like, "Don't shit," and you're like,
I already am, dude. He's like, "How can I not smell it?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm
Your
fat.
ass created
I think I got a vapor lock."
Yeah.
It was very bad. It was very bad. Ben only brings us up when there's pretty girls around.
You bring it up. I wouldn't
but
even
there's
know
pretty
about-
girls around then
I
too.
wouldn't even know about
We
it.
have pretty girl fans. I talk about shitting myself
We
all
were
the time.
talking about her flatulence.
No, Joe brought up the
You should
flatulence.
put in your tags. Make sure you put like farting, shitting pants in the
That will
There
probably
are
get a lot of
more
views.
women who belch aloud that I've known than men who belch aloud. And I think that has everything to do with overcompensation in an alien role. You're still trying to try out your powers. They haven't come to the fore yet.
So while I agree with you that I have insanely big dick energy, that's not the reason I belch loud. It's just naturally what happens. It's the same thing as me eating really fast. People are always like outstanded by it. Like, for example, this is a real story. So I hadn't seen my dad in some years. I was raised by my mom, my black mother, who is a single mother. And my dad's white.
That
He's
explains a lot.
Slavic. He's German, Ukrainian, Polish. So I hadn't seen him in some years, and I went over to my grandma's house, and he was there. And we ate next to each other, and I was eating my food, just minding my own business. And he goes, "Marie, why is she making fun of me?" Because, you know, he likes to LARP as an Italian mobster because it was like the era of Sopranos. And my mom's like, "Robert, she's not making fun of you. That's just how she eats. She's your daughter." So, like, he got mad at me because I was eating like him because I ate really fast. But that's just how I eat. I don't know if it goes hand in hand with the burping. I've tried even, like, chewing more to see if that helps, and it doesn't.
But it's connected to gender
so.
politics, and you know that. That's why you brought up this story about your father, because you know deeply and intuitively that a lot of what you do is to ensure that in your own head you are equal to the best man, which, of course, is not true. The best man, I'm not even equal to him, to be honest, and that's saying a lot.
Well, I don't think the burping is connected to that,
Yes,
but
it
I
is.
do think that I disagree, but I do think that like there's a problem with women being able to rest in their feminine energy, so to speak, because in order to survive, you kind of have to rest in your masculine energy. And I've definitely felt that I've had to do that, especially growing up by myself, being orphaned at like 16 and being on the internet. Like, you have to survive. So you kind of have to learn how to channel the masculine energy.
Yes.
And in order for you to have feminine energy, you need to feel safe. And the internet's not a safe place. That's why femininity doesn't really prosper. So yeah, I think there's a big problem with that. And women don't feel safe too because they don't have like strong leaders and masculine figures, whatever they may be, to kind of like protect that. There's like I mean, everyone knows, like, whichever side of politics you're on or whatever social circles you're in, everyone kind of can agree that there's a problem with a lack of masculinity. I mean, that's why the manosphere is profiting so much and prospering so much on capitalizing on the vulnerable.
Yeah. I'm going to channel some masculine energy. I'm going to go piss standing up.
Have fun.
Well,
wipe off the toilet seat when you're
No,
done.
I'm a man.
Masculine energy is cultivated
yeah.
through two things, austerity and challenge. And we live in a life of instant gratification and pleasure. The feminine can flow freely with everything as soon as she's comfortable. If she's safe, that's where she thrives. You give her a house, she'll make a home. You know, if she's talking about the garage, she's not talking about the garage, how messy the garage is, even though the man thinks it is and he can put it off later. She's saying, if you can't exert your masculinity over this tiny thing, how are you going to take care of me and my children? So it's a crisis of context. We're speaking at cross purposes a lot, naturally. Because a guy, it's just the garage. For a woman, she knows what that garage is and what it means. And, that's where that feminine intuition stuff comes from. But yeah, we have a crisis of it. A lot of it is because of how decompartmentalized everything is. In culture today, everything is more specialized, and much of masculinity is being able to be a mini god over what you're doing in your domain, whether it be in your family, which is
family, family,
in your home life or what have you. And it starts there. And if that's dissuaded or seen as passé or patriarchal, it's going to be dissuaded. It's going to be something that's has to be overcome. In fact, if you can overcome that, that's another vestige of masculinity. If you can do that,
Brittany,
it's all a shit test in the end.
Brittany, what's your N? Is it the N word?
That's me trying to hold in the burp.
You
What?
did very well.
The N on the wall behind you, is that the N word?
Oh, it stands for nice.
Okay.
Nice word.
Okay, because Billy gets really triggered by the N word to the point where, like, people have...
The Negro word?
Yes. Yeah, and people have deep faked it where, like, they'll make videos where he's saying it in a deep fake.
Yeah.
We have so many of them.
Wait, for real?
Yes.
So what's her
I don't
N?
know. I don't
Is what
know.
you
I
asked?
don't think it's something to get too triggered over, especially if you're like, I mean, this is me as a fellow Nubian queen. I declare the N word not that offensive and kind of funny sometimes in some instances.
Sure. I can't say it, you know.
But Joe Biden can say it.
Well, Joe Biden's trash.
Negro? It was considered politically correct.
I had a
70 years ago.
nightmare the other night that Joe Biden died, and then we had 11 years of Kamala Harris as president.
You said that earlier, yeah.
Yeah, but she wasn't here.
She was watching the stream.
Oh, okay.
You heard that, didn't you?
The Kamala Harris dream
Yeah,
thing?
for 11 years.
No, I'm just hearing you say it now. That's pretty spooky, though. Everyone that was a prediction that hasn't happened yet that everyone had. Everyone's like, oh, President Biden, you mean President Kamala Harris?
He could just hand it to her any day, and she would get his remaining years and get to run 2 more times after that.
When you PMS.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's how that works. When you're vice president, you take over... like the president dies or they quit or whatever, you take over the rest of their presidency, whatever they were elected to, and then you can run 2 more times after that. So you could be president. Kamala could be president.
That's a loophole.
Yeah. Yep.
Back to the topic at hand.
Go
Did
ahead.
you ever notice that everything on Britney's channel is a shit test? Do you know why?
A shit test?
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not putting the two together yet.
A shit test, for example, is you've been working for a promotion for a long time. Your wife knows it. She's been pulling for you. You get it. You come home. You're all excited. And then she's a little disappointed. She's a little down. Well, what she wants you to do is overcome that and give her a big bear hug and say it doesn't change anything between the two of you, or, put on something great, let's go out, something like that. Now, that's a shit test. And the thing that Manosphere doesn't quite get, and the thing that I think Britney's audience doesn't quite get, is the reason why she's doing it is because it excites her the same way it excites you to look at naked pictures of women.
I don't like looking at naked pictures of women.
Britney,
I have to. I have to.
Britney is constantly masturbating.
Is that true, Britney?
Yes.
I would never.
She's
I would never
constantly.
do such
She's constantly. That's what the shit tests are. She wants it all day. She's just like, what is another way I can challenge masculinity, and he can overcome it? That's what she does. That's her face. And then she stifles her belches alone.
In private.
Yeah.
It's an interesting theory. I cannot confirm nor deny, but I have to say, overall, that I would never do unladylike things. That's not me.
I think that's the appropriate answer. Whether it's the right answer or correct answer, I don't know. It's appropriate, though.
You need to find yourself a
But
good
do
man.
I shit test? I don't know. Do I?
It's constant with you, as effortlessly as you breathe, which is
Are you
good.
sure?
That means it's not contrived. Like your big dick energy thing, that's contrived because you don't have a dick. You can't fake it. I'm sorry. It's over exaggeration in an alien role, what you're doing. That's why the loud belches. But you effortlessly shit test. Effortlessly. It's lovely. You need to find yourself a good man. You're in Texas. Why haven't you found one?
Oh, she's in Texas.
Why hasn't he found me?
That's
or
the
maybe
real
he
question.
has.
Good. Ooh. I'm happy.
Yeah, congratulations. Why else would a woman move to Texas?
she
already
lives
had
with
a,
him.
she already
lives
had a
with him.
cowboy in Texas.
That's why she moved to Texas.
That's the only reason, right?
Yeah. That would be
That's
the-
why Blair White moved to Texas.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No.
She moved to Texas.
Yeah, I moved to Texas to get me a cowboy. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I do like the steaks
No,
in
but
Texas.
actually, that was a partial motivation. Not for anyone in particular, but my friend who was in New York with me, she moved to Texas a month before I did. And we were in the same circumstance. We had recently had a breakup and we were done with New York. We were like, the dating pool's trash. We're not going to find anything here. We're the same age. And so she went and she took the leap. She doesn't know anybody in Texas, really. And she moved, and it started this whole trend. And now we have a bunch of friends in Texas only a few months later, and having more move in this year as well. So yeah, she had moved for the better lifestyle, and because it's cleaner. And in New York is just constantly like you're getting harassed. It smells like shit. You're having to look at the worst of humanity every single day. If you leave your house past 8 p.m., you're fighting the rats on the way home, trying to walk on the sidewalk. You might kick 2 rats.
Which part
by
of New York
accident.
did you live in? Like which borough?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah, so New York. You know what I
New
mean?
York.
So
Yeah, water.
One of the neighbors.
Yeah.
Did you have a French press?
I've had French press, but I actually
Yeah.
prefer Chemex.
Okay.
Because it has more health benefits. But yeah, so she had moved for that reason. I kind of agreed with her, and I had a breakup basically around the same time she did. We were both in long-term relationships, and I was like, yeah, honestly, fuck New York, fuck these guys. And then so I left, and overall, it's been pretty good. I do need to learn how to drive though.
Yeah, that's something you really don't need in New York.
Well, there's a reason why New York is
drive.
so full of little dick energy, right? There's so many people packed in. You don't have to go very far to get laid. Like you can find someone as pathetic as you are. You get the bigger dick energy in Texas because there's so much open space. You got to have a big old long dong to attract somebody.
Big old long dong.
You got to have those steer horns, You got to. It's just math. The people are crawling on top of each other in New York. It's just a pile of miserable fuckers. Texas is a
What's
wide
interesting
range.
about that? What's interesting about that is, yes, there is more. It's less dense in Texas because everything's bigger, so therefore there's
Yeah.
more space. You can
Yeah.
literally spread your arms for miles.
Yeah.
But also the fact is that in cities such as New York and Seattle, you can look at the gender ratios and kind of assess and and analyze how that affects the dating scene. I believe in Seattle, you guys have a more fair ratio than New York does of women to men. There's too little men to go around for the women in New York if you actually look up the data. So that's why men are constantly getting their dick wet in New York and why there's so many degenerates there and why you can't find a family to settle down. It's rigged in their favor. So people literally leave their home state to go get fucked in New York, the men especially. So it's just rigged against you if you're a woman in New York. It's just not an ideal situation.
It's really unfair. I import. I don't really date in Seattle. I import usually. I bring them in from other locations. It's you know why?
Trafficking?
Yes. I gotta say this. You know, there's still a Lolita Express.
Oh my God.
It's a Greyhound bus though. When Epstein left, it really ruined everything. I'm JK, obviously. I'm Nick Fuentes levels of Volcel. I'm closet gay.
Yeah, I lived in New Mexico, which borders Texas, but it's even more empty. And yeah, it's kind of true.
I want to go to Amarillo and eat that gigantic steak.
It's only like a 2 to 3 hour drive from Albuquerque.
Brittany, if we come to Texas, will you show us where to get the best
Amarillo
steak?
is so far from where Texas is so big.
I don't care. I'll go to all of Texas. We and Joe drove through West Texas. It took us a whole fucking day of nothing. It sucked.
Yeah, it's so long.
Sucked.
Yeah, it's crazy long. It's big.
I don't know where to get the best steak yet. I was in a restaurant where apparently like Alex Jones was at and a bunch of other like right-wing celebrities. And it was a pretty good restaurant though.
So listen to this. Billy is friends with this guy who threw coffee on Alex Jones.
Yeah, in Seattle.
Yeah.
When Alex Jones was in Seattle.
Well, Alex Jones was in Seattle, like running around, and he was like, "Oh yeah," and then this guy that Billy knows, who's like a wrestling guy, threw coffee on Alex Jones.
He did a little morning
How
coffee.
hot was
take.
the coffee?
Well,
it could have been
We
assault.
assumed it was hot, but I don't think it was ever a confirmation of the level of hot. A lot of people thought it was a setup, but the guy told me, he's like, no, it wasn't a setup.
Yeah, I got him on video.
Yeah,
he was
but
like, no.
also in carnival culture, wrestling culture,
I
he would
don't
never
think
really
so.
admit. So it's like
You told me.
I believe
that it
him. I believe him, but
Okay.
I also wouldn't be surprised if he was pulling a one over on us.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
How many people do you live with, Brittany?
I live by myself.
This is a creeper question. Coming,
Oh, yeah.
Joe.
It's Joe. It's Joe.
Yeah,
Are you
just
coming
me and my weapons.
Yeah.
I mean cats.
Are you coming over for episode 1000?
Episode 1000.
We're having an
Wow.
episode
Congrats,
1000
guys.
here.
We're gonna do episode 1000 here in Seattle. We're having a bunch of people fly in for it. If you want to come to
Yeah.
Seattle, you're welcome to show up. We're inviting everybody now. Joe's gonna be here.
Oh, cool. Send me the details. I'll consider it. I'll see if
Okay.
I can maybe get somebody to go with me or something as
You
well.
said you like Seattle.
Oh yeah, I do. I'm a big fan. Not of the people so much. On average,
I don't
just like
blame
how I'm
you.
not a fan of New York people on average. But the things to do and the aesthetic and the little shops and
We're not
sightseeing.
even. We're in Bellevue, if you know where that is. That's on the other side of the lake from Seattle.
It's just a couple of minutes from
yeah,
Seattle.
yeah. It's basically a suburb, but it's hard to call it a suburb because it has like its downtown has its own skyscrapers and
Yeah.
like Microsoft shit. And
We're just over the water. There's a little
Yeah.
bridge that carries you over.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map now. I see. It's kind of like if Seattle is Manhattan and then Bellevue is
Precisely.
Brooklyn.
yeah,
Precisely,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, there are two bridges. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you guys are having a special event, send the details to my manager so he can organize it for me. And if you guys ever come down to Texas, yeehaw down.
Yeah.
I'll
It's been a while since
Yeah.
I've been to Texas. I've been
I'll
thinking
show you
about getting
around.
back out to the old stomping ground and getting some Texas barbecue. Did we have a favorite barbecue when we were in Texas, Joe?
Yeah.
What was our favorite? I like the Salt Lick, but I also like that gas station.
No, there was I think it was the Salt Lick, the one with
Yeah.
the outdoor tables.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
We got there late, so they just brought us it was all you can eat, but we were there right before closing, so they just brought us trays of ribs and brisket and stuff. It was really cute.
Yeah.
Come to Ohio? Oh my gosh.
Not again. No.
I haven't been to Ohio in years.
Me neither.
And I was born there and grew up there. So
So Brittany, you just woke up before the show? Is that what you're saying? Are you nocturnal?
No, I took a nap. I had a hangover from New Year's.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
I took a nap after I ate, and then I woke up, and then I tried to make my pizza, which I burnt, and then I opened a beer, and then I tuned into your guys' stuff because I saw the Nick Fuentes thing. I was like, oh, they're talking about him again. I want to see what they say.
We bait.
And then.
Yeah.
The other night.
Nick Fuentes' fans are so insecure. They come here, and it's very pathetic how they try to, and they're all kids. I think many of them are literally minors.
Joe's going to take those fans from him. We have to start being nice to them.
Okay. Sorry.
They show a lot of promise, if you ask me.
Yeah, you can turn them into some nice, all right kids.
Now, Brittany, what have you learned today?
I learned that making a cult's really easy based on your impression
Yep.
to the quote-unquote incels. Dirty word.
Dirty word. This isn't Twitch, though. We're still
We
allowed to
call
say
them
it.
unfallen
Well,
Samsons.
Nick says he's a volcel, that he's voluntarily celibate, right?
I guess. I like to cope, too. I tell people that I'm healthy at every size.
Are you Catholic, Brittany?
I'm not practicing. I was
Okay.
baptized Catholic as a kid, but I didn't really grow up with a religion or anything.
I was baptized Catholic and went to Catholic school, but my parents weren't religious, but I went to Catholic schools and had to go to church and shit. It was a weird thing. But it's weird to hear Nick Fuentes talk about being Catholic, because he calls everyone else pedophiles, but he's a big-time Catholic, and we know, the Catholic Church is pretty pedophile.
I like to think everybody has their circle
So
of
are
pedos.
other religious establishments, though, and people
Yeah.
fail to talk about it online. I don't know if it's because of ignorance or because you're not allowed to. But, certain other religions, their establishments, one of them, not to get too crass, but it's literally tradition to suck on baby penis.
Yeah,
So
that is true.
that's a lot more creepy
But
in my
even-
opinion. Of course, pedophilia is bad, but just straight up, that's part of your tradition. Your routine is every single religious icon. I don't want to say religion it is. I don't know if I'm allowed to on this podcast.
No, I
but,
understand what you're saying, though. And that
their
is,
version
I think
of the
that is
priest
weird.
That has to every time.
I think that's weird too. But
it's
even
part of their routine and
Yeah.
practice versus Catholicism. They're not a good Catholic if they do that. It's against
Well-
their code. Versus in this religion, it's in their code.
I
to
will
suck
say,
baby penis.
even in the even in the area that I grew up in, there was shit that happened, and they just moved priests around or moved them to they'd kick them out of the
Yeah.
priesthood and they become teachers at a different school and shit. So
Teachers get away with a lot too. They're super protected.
yeah.
She was speaking of heredity Jewish.
In my diocese, there was all
Cannot
kinds of
confirm
crazy
nor
shit
deny.
just where I was directly involved in.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens. There's Baptist churches where shit will go down, and
it's mostly Catholic though.
There's reticence to call out perversity
Wait,
in
how
the
is
Jewish
it mostly
religion.
Catholic though? There's other. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's other religions. I just explained the baby penis thing, and other religions it's just a authoritative thing. I don't think it's Catholics in particular.
It's Catholics and it's
I
Hollywood.
don't think it's people who are Catholic. I think it's the Catholic establishment. They try to.
Were you
cover
molested, Ben?
No.
Okay. Good.
No.
So we'll write Ben down as a no. Should we go around?
No.
We're on the
But
table.
even at my high school, there was a priest who had CP on his computer, and he went to jail for a little while. And then when he got out, he still lived in like on the church grounds for almost a year afterwards until he could.
Buddhist monks have many instances of catamites. Catamites are boys kept for molestation purposes.
Yeah,
But,
boy toys.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know the lingo.
Thing too with like samurais, they basically were Buddhists like early on. This is a TLDR that a sociologist that had a degree. She was breaking it down for me because I was talking about the topic of lolicons. So we had to go all the way back, and she was basically explaining to me that samurais had followed Buddhists, and back then they believed that in order to reach nirvana, you can't have sex or whatever, right? But somehow going from like doing it with little boys basically was kosher though.
Yeah, and that happened in ancient Rome and Greece. There was a lot of that kind of shit
When we
going
were
on,
in
but-
Afghanistan, wasn't there a lot of troops that would go over there and see they had like
Isn't that where Nick Fuentes wants to
there was
go
like
to?
boy love
Afghanistan.
Thursdays where they could have sex with boys, and then the next day, because Friday was a holy day, they'd be cleansed. Wasn't that like a tradition?
I don't know about
No,
that.
it's a sect of Islam that had something along those lines. It wasn't just Afghanistan.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what that's when I first started hearing about it. Was the Afghanistan
But
troops
any
would bring
like
that back.
any practicing Muslim will tell you that's grotesque. Is the thing. It's
Why
kind of
is
like
it-
it's only Haredi Jews that do the baby sucking. Like for example, other Orthodox Jews find that grotesque too. So that's worth pointing out.
Yeah.
That's why they're not Haredi
Yeah,
Jews.
of course.
Yeah.
Man love Thursday, man. No, it was a thing.
But why
That's what
is
they
it that like with the Romans and stuff, like why is it that it's like boy on boy? Like it's like not just
It was boy on
pedophilia,
man.
but it's also like gayness in particular.
Man on
Like,
boy.
do you notice that pattern?
Man and boy.
Like, what's with that?
It has a lot to do, I think. Well, first off, we'll talk about the Catholic thing real quick. I think Ben was onto something when he mentioned that it's in the culture of Catholicism. I think the practice of constantly repressing a very natural urge, sexuality, is going to turn it into a perverse urge. in
you
due
want to
time.
fuck other men? Become a priest. They don't fuck anybody, supposedly.
Right. Or it just gets repressed to the point where it only comes up that. I use the analogy of an attic. Imagine an attic that you never clean, right? That you never go into ever. Well, when you finally go up into it, because you have to eventually, because you're moving out or something, you're going to see a horror show of dust and things that you just couldn't imagine, you know. And these people are cut off from their sexuality by nature.
Yeah.
This is what they do. It's the practice. They have to cut it off. And anything that doesn't, what you resist persists in your psyche.
I feel like with the design of Catholicism, if you weren't into women because you were naturally like had an affinity for males, you would go towards the cloth to try and battle your affinity, and
that's
then you
part
would
of
be
it, sure.
offered. You'd offer all these opportunities, and you'd probably succumb because you're
Sure.
a man.
Sure, that
you're
puts too
human.
much emphasis on that. I don't think it's only those types that are molesting children, though. I think that, yeah, sure, some of them are repressed homosexuals that it turns into that because they can,
Yeah.
and then it's the secondary option. I think some of them go in with a perfectly a natural sex drive that gets stifled to the point where it comes out in a very grotesque form, and I think that happens with a lot of people, and I think that's what happened when you look at Greece and Rome. Greece and Rome had very clear gender dynamics and had very keen senses of what was right and wrong. And originally, what was wrong was gay sex. Gay sex was considered wrong. So it stands to reason that when, quote-unquote, decadence came into play, what is the greatest good? The greatest good is actually gay sex, and not just gay sex, with the youth. And that's why Socrates offed himself with hemlock for corrupting the youth, ultimately, thus reintroducing the idea of that being one of the worst things you can do into society, because it had turned. The pendulum always swings back. There's a reason why people have a hunger. For example, the Huffington Post will do a story how one of the one of the stars of Orange is the New Black, who was married to a man, left her husband for a woman and was apparently cheating on him for a time in one of the greatest love stories of our time. Now, if the genders were reversed, that's a tragedy. That's somebody cheating on somebody. Well, in this story, in the new morality, that's considered the ultimate flourishing of somebody really living life to their fullest extent. Now, that's just the pendulum swinging back the other way. And it's going to be, eventually we're going to naturalize pedophilia. It's inevitable. It's a
Do
few...
you think hypersexuality is a factor for any of this?
Sure, of course. For sure. Sexualizing everything. But how pedophilia is just a few tweaks away. One, you'd have to change the optics of what it looks like. Right now we know it's bald, weird-looking guys who just, creep on children. Now, if we introduced like a woman or somebody attractive,
like
that
Billy
happened to
Zane.
Yes, like Billy Zane, who happens to be a minor attracted person, change the terminology. Salon.com had a guest journalist write, "I'm a pedophile, not a monster," 8 years ago. And in this piece, he wrote about how, there was somebody he's attracted to. He's not expecting anybody to legalize his feelings. He's not expecting to be able to act on him. All he wants is a little awareness and a little understanding. That's usually how it starts. And then people slowly start empathizing with it. Once you can get somebody to sympathize with it, you can get them to empathize with it, and then you can get them to identify with it. And that's usually how it happens. Everything that seems unthinkable, how we view transgenders today would have been unthinkable 40 years ago. How we view in popular culture, it doesn't matter. It's not. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It's a fact, Ben. It doesn't matter. This is how it happens, and it happens over and over. Read your history. Read Rome. Read Greece. Read how it happens. Notice I'm not saying any moral qualms, and it's a shame that people are so blind to this because it's the most predictable thing in the world. It always goes to this: what you resist persists, and it comes back the other direction. That's why there's going to be a Nazi movement in the next 20 years, a mainstream Nazi movement in the next 20 years, 25 years. Now, it'll probably be stifled and it'll probably be run by glowies like the last one was, but it's going to happen again.
Brittany, did you see Mr. Girl? Do you know who that guy is?
Yeah, I remember him from the Cuties thing. Him basically sympathizing with it, promoting it.
Yeah, and now he's kind of blowing up, I saw, because him and Destiny had...
He's getting a little push.
And then he was with Vosh, and Vosh hung up on him because he was getting...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He was getting kind of weird. He was getting weird from it, so...
Is this like almost CV2?
Oh, my God. We went... There was this guy that... We used to watch his videos. He was this gross dude. And
gross on every level.
Yeah, and he said he would date an 8, like he got as low as 8 years old.
Yeah, he said it doesn't matter if you're 8 or 80.
So, and we went into this guy's Discord server to see like what the fuck was going on in there, and there was a bunch of pedophiles in there, and Amos Yee was in there.
Just
too.
showed up, a random Amos Yee appeared.
Yeah, and he argued with us. For a minute, it was so fucking weird. It was weird that he was.
And this is before he got outed as having the little computer thing. Like, come on, guy. Come on, guy.
For another rhetorical tweak.
Yeah.
Look at the Rittenhouse saga. The big part of the Rittenhouse saga, it was predictably split through two inseparable dichotomies. You had the one side who said that he crossed state lines, he's a murderer, and then you had the other side that he was, practicing a Second Amendment right, yada, yada, the same old. But what was interesting is the devil's in the details. One of the people he killed, for some people, 25 years ago, it would have been enough for it to be justified de facto. In and of itself, it would have been justified. It was a pedophile. A convicted pedophile was one of the people he killed. That became of no consequence to the other side that was arguing that he was, in fact, breaking the law. That is a key. That's a key subtle shift in public consciousness, at least from one side of the aisle. The one side of the aisle that always pushes for progress is always going to be the harbinger of change. It's always going to start there, and it goes there each way. Like,
It's like you said, they start sympathizing with it, and it basically leads to normalization. And I was telling Destiny that, but he was basically, if you guys want to watch it, it was on Lauren Southern's Twitch channel.
I watched it.
What'd you guys think of it?
It's interesting.
I couldn't finish it because Joe walked in the room and was like, "What are you watching this shit?" And I was like, "Yeah."
One thing
You're
I'll
a simp.
say,
And I was like, "I'm gonna turn it off." Then
one thing I'll say about Destiny. Do you know anyone who can talk faster than Destiny? He's so fast at the way he talks.
Oh my God, Destiny
Because
versus
it makes
the
you sound
Micro
smarter
Machine
if you
guy.
talk really fast like Ben Shapiro. I'm a pseudo-intellectual. If I talk really fast, my mind is just going 100 miles an hour, and I get all the
He is one of the
when I do that.
fastest talkers
Has
I've ever
Destiny
heard.
debated Ben Shapiro?
No.
I want to watch that debate on double speed.
We had Destiny on DP once, and he debated the creator of Earthworm Jim, Doug TenNapel.
Doug's a great human being.
Yeah.
He's a special guy. I love him.
Somebody said in the chat, it's not legal to just kill pedophiles. Not sure what point you're trying to make, Joe. Well, let me explain.
Yeah.
Why isn't it?
Well, that's not the point he's trying to make.
Actually,
but
that is the point.
The point
there
was
are people that was a much more mainstream idea. Now you could
25
say
years ago.
25 years ago.
That's the point.
Yeah, whether or not it was backwards is up for debate. I think it is backwards. I don't think you should kill somebody just because they're a pedophile. That's not the point, Timothy Jones. Listen, the fact that is a highly repressed point in the story, that's immaterial, is very new. You don't know that because you're an idiot.
Or young.
That's why I'm here.
Maybe he didn't live through it.
To tell you.
He might not be an idiot. He just might not be.
Oh, he's a Fuentes fan.
Oh,
welcome
no.
aboard. Welcome aboard, brethren. You're here. You're in good hands.
Welcome, comrade. Wait,
Yeah.
no, they don't like that one.
Yeah.
Comrade, no.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, they're kind of okay with socialism as long as it's like national socialism.
Yeah. Of course.
Yep. Yeah, Fuentes.
Billy, I recommend that you finish the debate if you only watch halfway through, because there was a point where Destiny says that just because someone's an authoritative figure and molest a child, it doesn't make them a pedophile.
Well, yeah, his idea is that
he's talking psychiatric terms.
Yeah, he's talking that there can be other reasons. I think I saw part of that is how you can just do it for dominance. You can just do it.
He's
because
saying
you have a
like
position
someone
of
who
power
doesn't
and
have the medical
taking the power.
diagnosis of pedophilia could still like molest.
Yeah, he's looking at it from the idea that being
That's
a
what he's
pedophile is a condition, and that you can operate within the confinements of doing these abuses to children and not have that condition. It's a
now
weird.
that term has kind of evolved, and it kind of has a different meaning, like colloquially, like amongst people.
The new meaning of pedophile is anybody I disagree with.
Yeah. It's psychosocial, the phenomenon of it. And I think a lot of it is rooted in repeated trauma. I think that most child abusers were abused as children, and they get stuck in a state of arrested development. And most of the time, I found through study that it's child on child, oftentimes, more than adult on child. And that's a huge
We're
thing.
going dark here now.
Yeah, it's it even starts with the I show you mine,
This
you show me
video
yours.
is not being monetized.
But a lot
What
of
if this
times
video
that's how it
was
starts.
monetized?
But what's really important?
I've seen it happen before.
I know.
What's really
where we've
important-
been like dirty as fuck and talked about all kinds of nasty shit.
Let's let Joe wrap this one up because
Yeah.
it's a good one.
Sorry.
What's most important about it, of course, is how they handle the trauma. If they can't talk about it, if they feel bad or backwards, which is the Catholic problem. If it constantly gets pushed and they constantly tell themselves they're bad for it, that's when it becomes a problem, because it's going to come out some way, shape, or form. And I think that may have been what you were getting to when you were talking about the Catholic problem. They're constantly self-flagellating themselves. So,
They shift people around too. They have their own internal justice
right,
system.
that's power dynamics and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. They have literal canon law. They have their own internal law, and then they decide what they're going to divulge to the law outside of the church itself. And it protects certain predators, and also, even if they remove a priest, they won't divulge what they did within the church. They'll just let them become a teacher somewhere else. And I've literally seen this happen. Like,
Yeah, what was the movie that Michael Keaton was in?
Oh, I was going to talk about
Spotlight.
There was a
Spotlight.
movie that took place in the city I grew up in called Twist of Faith. It was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah.
And it's about a guy who was molested as a kid at Catholic schools in my hometown. And he finds out that like the priest that did it to him lives like down the street from him.
Hollywood loves supporting movies that paint the Catholics as the predators and not them.
Well, I grew up as a Catholic, and like I don't know, it's kind of hard to ignore.
Spotlight was a huge movie with the Academy. At the end of Spotlight, it's all talking about shuffling the priests around for years and years after they get caught with kids and other things. And at the end of the movie, they show a list of these priests that have been moved over the last 40, 50 years, and it's almost as long as the credits themselves. It just goes from city to city, and all the people who were the predators and then they just got moved from place to place to place, and it's like almost like its own set of credits at the end. It was mind blowing to watch. I was like, this. I never realized how bad this was.
Do you think a man who devotes his life to manning a teddy bear puppet is necessarily?
Oh
a
my
pedophile?
God, he's great. He is great.
I was just saying.
I don't
is
say
he
necessarily.
necessarily
No, I don't say. I think there's some perversions that maybe
Is puppet porn degenerate, Brittany?
I don't think it's good.
I think all porn is degenerate.
What about food
So,
porn?
did you ever watch it at one point, but you've given it up, or
do you hate watch it?
No. So I think as a child on the internet, it's pretty much shoved in your face. It's like basically like unconsensual because like you're not asking to see it. It's just thrown in your face. So of course I've seen it. But as an adult, like I've never watched it.
Okay.
Like so seeked it out to like pleasure myself to it.
Okay. All right.
As
fair
an
enough.
adult.
But do you partake in food porn, where it's just like a delicious picture of like a meal that was prepared? They call it food porn. Is that okay? Or is
As
that...
far as I go with that is like maybe I'll take a photo of food if it looks good, and that's about it. I'm not really into like these like satisfying videos of like cutting sand or like food porn or whatever.
Okay.
I know it's a big thing with Japanese culture.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm a
think
fat, so I had to ask.
ASMR is just like a weird form of porn.
It
that-
is partially. It's a stimulative medium.
As she was talking about recently, there's hypersexuality, so everything is becoming sexualized. It doesn't matter what it is.
I wish learning became a porn. People go out here start learning.
They have that,
Hypersexualize
too.
your learning.
Joe, please explain why consent doesn't matter. You'll have to listen to other speakers.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap up after a few minutes here. If anyone wants to send in any questions for any of us, feel free to send them in and we'll respond.
Brittany, thank you for being an impromptu guest.
Yeah,
tonight.
thank you so much.
A great, great surprise.
Thank you, Brittany.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
That was a nice surprise.
Yeah. I'm very happy that you two got to talk before your inevitable Sigma debate.
Yeah.
That's very important.
That's going to
set
get
the
bloody.
stage. That's gonna get
so bad.
So bloody.
Oh my God.
You already proved that I was a Sigma female in what you said earlier.
Did I?
You basically said, yeah, he made the argument for me because he was basically like, oh, nobody knows Brittany's real motivation. And that's quintessential to being a Sigma. So you essentially just spoon-fed it to me and admitted that I was a Sigma.
Well, you won.
The debate hasn't even happened. You already won. That's impressive. Ooh. She dabbed on you, Joey.
Yep.
That was wild. Whoa, double dabber. Whoa.
Yeah.
This was a fun night. I'm glad that it fell into our lap like this. Joey was a last-minute addition, and then Brittany was an even last-minute addition, and we had a good little wrap-up.
It was good.
This
will definitely be monetized. It was a great episode.
I mean, if it's not monetized,
That P word never gets monetized.
Oh, really?
That's
a shame of it.
That's the real wet ass P word.
Yeah.
I don't
wet
think
ass P word.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah. No, we can't talk about real things anymore.
No, you can't.
Well, everybody was great, and I'm glad I triggered a few.
Yeah.
That felt good.
I think that
and I'm glad I'm taking over Fuentes' mantle.
No, this is the beginning. You're gonna. It's a lot of responsibility. But
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Bean, help me find the bean. Go to Chipotle. They got beans all over there. Get yourself a burrito. Well, if we're gonna wrap up, Brittany, is there anything you want to ask us as Sigma males from the
we'll
woman's
do a
point of
timer
view
before we wrap up.
We're gonna do a timer.
Yeah, we'll do 3 minutes. How about that?
All right, cool.
All right.
This is our wind down period. Everybody watching, if you got any last lines to get in that's not bean related, this isn't a Bush's
Here
baked
comes
bean
the
commercial.
timer. Here we go.
Sheesh.
All right.
I think that we need to talk about the Cernovich Roosh v pipeline to becoming a camming person
for Jack Murphy,
an online prostitute. Yeah, because like he cited them as influences, so you know.
Yeah.
The Manosphere pipeline.
It was Roosh V was one of his influences.
Filling your
Cernovich
asshole, getting
Cernovich was specifically Jack Murphy saying, you know, when I came up in the game with Cernovich. So Cernovich was almost less an influence and more of an accomplice.
Yeah.
What's that about?
They always end up losing their minds too. Cernovich, Victor Pride was another one from Bold and Determined. He was a big early Manosphere guy. Roosh went mad. Who was there was another big one who just lost his damn mind. Well, Jordan Peterson in his own way.
Poor Jordan.
He's nuts, and even though he's adjacent,
He cries.
streaming.
He cries because he feels so much.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Dude, he cries because he's addicted to benzos.
You think it's the benzos?
Oh my God, yes. Because
No,
those
he's just an empath, guys.
those are
empathy is
depressants
dangerous.
too.
Yeah.
Though he said he's addicted to that shit.
Yeah.
Zoonasser says, great stream here. Love it.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, beautiful.
Yes, we need your compliments. We're pretty little ladies.
Yeah.
But where is Roosh even at now? Isn't he like a big religious Roosh V? Isn't he like religious now?
Yeah, I think he's Eastern Orthodox.
He's moving to that grift.
That's where it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. He was always a grifter.
Yeah, Brittany, I'm also Slavic Polish. So, did you learn anything about Polish traditions or anything?
No, I'm like 3 generations in New York, so my grandparents don't even speak any foreign languages at all. I'm like a New York mutt. I'm like a true New Yorker.
Oh, you know where to find a good
essentially.
shawarma.
Shawarma.
Do you have shawarmas ever?
No.
You don't go to the stands and get one?
Yeah, like Joe's a big Yankee fan and like a New York.
I grew up in Jersey. No,
Yeah,
it's not comparable, but yeah, I used to go to New York a lot. So.
No, the only thing I ever get really was like gyros.
Well, that's like shawarma adjacent.
Yeah.
A gyro and a shawarma
Sure,
are similar.
sure.
It's not that far apart.
Gyro's like lamb and beef ground together.
Did you have a Jewish landlord?
Yes, actually.
I have a Chinese landlord.
Speaking of Jewish landlords, you can find me on YouTube under Brittany Venti if you guys
Yes,
want to check me
100%.
out. I'm on Twitter too.
Go find Brittany Venti on Twitter. Go find Brittany Venti on YouTube. Soon to be Cozy TV.
You going to Cozy?
No, Brittany's very good at not getting banned. Well, it was dangerous there for a while on Twitter. You got ousted. I felt like that was very rude and inappropriate. I feel like you don't.
Yeah.
You don't push too hard. You ride that line, but you don't. You're not evil.
Not evil.
You're not evil, Brittany.
I got banned for like 4 months and I was resurrected from the dead. I got banned on Christmas Day, which was funny, last year.
Born
Last
again.
year. Well, I'm glad you're back in full
For
swing.
Fake copyright strikes that they were made up.
It was so
Just
bad the way
malicious.
people were able, to use these copyright claims to shut people's channels down, and nobody had any real recourse. It was Keem. They got a bunch of people unbanned for it. Keemstar. He's got it. He's good.
How do you feel about Ethan Klein being the one that got us our monetization back?
I was happy. I just thought it was weird how he said he had no
I
connections to YouTube a couple months after that. I was like,
well, and
what do
then
you mean you have
he
no
got a
connections?
strike. He got a strike, and he was crying about it for the last week.
because there was a turn of events where
it went away though. A couple days later.
Yeah, he got more eyes looking on him for other reasons because of the things he was doing on his stream.
Yeah.
You know, the YouTube, it can't be one rule for you and a different rule for me, right? So they have to kind of hold those rules up when somebody is...
We got to get your views way up.
Get your views way. Poor Juice WRLD, rest in peace.
For my outro, you can't find me anywhere in true Sigma male faction.
That's true.
You can't.
Good
You can
night,
look, but you won't find me.
everyone. Thank you, Brittany, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Joe, for joining us as well.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Happy New Year.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.